Hello, everyone. What is going on? My name is Timpedia, and welcome back to the TNT Podcast, episode 63 for real this time.
For real?
Wait, is it actually only 63 this time?
Yes.
God damn, I was so excited for episode Nintendo 64.
No.
Next week.
Absolutely not.
Damn it. Anyway, as always, to Tim's right, I'm Friedman, also known as Andrew, but mostly known as
God
Friedman.
damn.
And
to his left, wait. Just Tyler.
Wow.
Only Tyler.
That got out of the way very quickly.
Yeah, it did. If you just let me ride the flow.
Let's just get through this episode so we can get to the
Ride
Nintendo
the
64
flow.
special.
Oh, okay. That's oh my
God.
god. Okay, yeah. So I guess we'll just get right into it. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
We'll talk about Magic the Gathering very quickly.
How can I forget? We're going to bring back Overdank as a segment this week.
I was just about to say we haven't had Overwatch in a while or Magic, and now I guess we're gonna do both today. Just a bunch of news happened in Magic in the last week, so I figured we'd talk about each of them, give them each a minute or two. Most important thing though is that last Friday, Friday's the day. The full spoilers for Magic the Gathering Ravnica Allegiance, the next set, came out, and just like Guilds of Ravnica, this set looks really good.
I'm just a big fan of multicolor sets. It always means that they up the power level ever so slightly. Not always insane. You can look at the cards and say a lot of these are very reasonable cards, but it lets them do some cool stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And they're doing some cool stuff.
How good is it?
Quite good. I don't know. Maybe this won't have as much impact on Eternal formats, Friedman, but Standard looks like it's going to get a lot out of this.
If you consider Pauper an Eternal format, it might have some impact, but other than that, it's not going to make any waves anywhere else.
What's going to happen in Pauper? The new
black
lightning bolt.
People are talking about the black-white removal being
and the
reasonable.
lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Because that's Pauper.
Lightning bolt. Lightning bolt.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's what the deck that plays that is, just lightning bolt to win, or if they fail, they're dead.
Damn.
Yeah, no, looking at this set, there's none of the... I don't think any of the mythics stand out as, like, this is going to be a staple in multiple formats. I don't think you're going to get something like Teferi where it's, like, $40 mythic. I think they're going to find... There's something in this set is going to be good.
What do you mean, $40 mythic?
Oh,
I thought it was only 40 on TCG Player when I checked the other day.
What? It was... I saw it when I was at the store 2 weeks ago. It was fucking $60. Dude, oh my
46.
god. 45? Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, because you mentioned it the other day, and I was like, I don't think he's 60 right now.
You know what? The store had markup. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's why it was 60. But that's okay.
But anyway.
So that's for a standard legal card in a still printed set. That's a fucking lot of money.
Regardless,
that's a lot of money.
The set always has the shocklands, giving them some value at rare. We'll see what settles and becomes like an actual like high value card. But right now, I don't think this is a bad set. I think it's actually pretty average compared to what's in standard right now. And that said, there's some pretty good sets in standard right now, so it's not a bad thing. I'm saying.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of neat cards. Like you said, none of the mythics are super strong, but they're all really interesting. I think if nothing else, they managed to make every card in this set really, really fascinating to see what's available.
Yeah, even some of the janky mythics. I think they're going to make a wave in Commander.
Oh yeah. Like we have an
just because they got these really unique effects that go into like these very niche decks that needed effects like that.
Yeah, like almost every one of these mythic. I mean, it feels bad because it feels like we talk about Commander so much, and I feel like so many people talk about Commander only that it feels like Magic is just catering to Commander players. But I'm pretty sure Commander is still one of the biggest formats out there. And there's a lot of great stuff in here that's so clearly not very good for anything but Commander.
So I think a lot of it is just they used to put in a lot of junk that just wasn't constructed playable, and it's like, let's take that junk that's not constructed playable and just like really tune it so it's good for that one guy who plays this one Commander deck.
Like, there's cards in here that say for any card...
Actually, for each player.
Any card that says for each opponent or each player, 99 out of 100 times that means that it's only worded like that so Commander players will care about it. Because if a card does not say for each player or for each opponent, it doesn't matter in Commander.
Yeah, if it says target opponent, it really sucks.
It has to be a lot better. That's like why Captive Audience, the mythic Rakdos, says at the beginning of your upkeep, choose an opponent, not the opponent.
Yeah.
And each opponent of the person who gets Captive Audience gets zombies, not just whoever it is or one opponent. They've clearly recognized how big Commander is and how much Commander players care about new cards.
Do they openly say it, though?
Yes, actually they do.
Yes.
So it was after the first Commander set in 2013. They said they were going to change their wording philosophy to incorporate the idea that you may not have only one opponent. So instead of cards that say, look at your opponent's hands, it changed to like, look at an opponent, or look at target opponent's hands. And, target doesn't always appear for mechanical reason. The point is, they've acknowledged, and I think every card since when was 2013? It was like right before Innistrad, I'm thinking.
I guess. I don't remember.
Yeah, so like right before that's when they changed having all the templating correct.
But they have picked it up even as we've been playing the last like 2 years together, Friedman.
Yeah. No, they print more cards that like are aware that you'll have multiples.
The meme in the Magic community has always been every card is somehow good in Commander.
Yeah.
Like that's the running joke is like, oh look, it's a 2/2 for 4 mana, but it's a cat warrior, so it's good in a Commander deck somewhere. But it's really true that like you could the fun thing about the whole point of Commander is to take cards that don't work in other formats and make them fun. And more often than not, a card is going to be good in Commander instead of being good in Constructed, or it's good in both. Rarely are there cards that are good in just Constructed and useless in Commander. Like there are definitely some cards like that, but overall, they are much more Commander slanted, which is great for us Commander people. I personally have been, as I've been talking to Freeman about, I have been crafting a Teysa Karlov Commander deck to build someday, ever since she was spoiled, because I've wanted to build a token deck for a while, and while I already have a deck that has fucking black and white in it, with my Lycia deck, I've wanted to build a deck that could run like Lingering Souls and shit for so long, and there's so many fun new tools, and
Lingering Souls in every deck.
I don't want to build I want to build a deck that's not a control deck, but I already have like big green beatdown with Selvala. So hey, go wide, tokens. Okay, what's a token thing? Well, Abzan is tokens, but I don't feel like green because I never play green in Commander. So hey, an Orzhov token commander. There you go.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Yeah, I know.
Black, white.
Black, white.
Tokens. Whatever.
Black, white, many tokens go wide punch.
Yeah, whatever.
My soul as a modern player.
Freeman, do you see anything in the set that makes you want to do some brewing for Commander?
I don't know. So how do I put this? I was looking at a bunch of different black-white decks recently. Honestly, when they printed that enchantment that you can't cast, or no, he's a creature, you can't cast non-creature spells. It was interesting.
Yeah.
It made me almost want to do green-red, but honestly, at this point, I'm sitting on just doing this Naya Marith Will of the Wild deck, and I have to do that before I do anything else with
it's fair.
Just green-red monsters.
That's still you mean Naya monsters?
No, before I do green-red, I need to do that deck.
You need to do Naya, which is also green-red.
Yeah, I need to do Naya, which includes green-red, and then take whatever like themes I didn't put in that deck and expand on them in the green-red deck. So otherwise I'm going to overlap them.
I forgot to mention the other reason, Teysa. Any card that is basically a Panharmonicon is good in my book.
Yeah.
Death Panharmonicon. What were you saying, Fredo? I'm sorry. I'm
like losing my thoughts here. There's a bunch of like one-off cards that I want to jam into certain decks and archetypes, but there's nothing in here that made me sit here and go, I have to build this deck right now.
Sure. I mean, I've designed a bunch of Commander decks in the last few months that I'm not going to build and haven't built, but Teysa, I finally took a week to craft down from like 150 to 100 cards. So
actually, the one card that got me wanting to build them was there's this one dude for blue and colorless. I think he's a 1/3. You can pay a mana and tap him to have your opponent mill 1, or you can tap 4. What's the creature type? Advisors. To have your opponent mill 12. Yeah. And the fact that they have a very minor synergy with was it Grand Arbiter Augustine IV,
Persistent petitioners.
Yeah, persistent petitioners. That's the card. So basically, it makes this goofy mill deck that can potentially tax your opponents. But again, it has the target opponent problem in Commander. So I don't
That's
know if
why
I actually
mill
want
is
to really
always
go down
scary.
that route of building mill.
But the important thing about this card is it is, what, the 4th or 5th card ever to say, a deck can have any number of these cards.
Yep, this is a relentless rats
Commander.
type situation.
So you can put 50 of these 1/3s for 2 that can mill people and just throw them all on the board and mill people out super fast.
Yeah, I like the idea of this. I don't think it's going to actually work as a concept, but I want to see what it would work, how much it would cost if I put in other stuff that it needs to work, like Rest in Peace or just some other graveyard tools.
Just to move on to some other Magic stuff real quick.
I fell asleep.
Sorry,
yeah,
no, this is a little more Magic, but there's 2 more actual stories, not just the set. Coming with Ravnica Allegiance, as with the previous set, Guilds of Ravnica, we have another Mythic edition, which is, if you'll remember, Tyler, the horror show that was the special edition with alternate art foil planeswalkers that crashed their store hard. Well, they announced they showed off the art and planeswalkers for the newest set. This one only has 8 planeswalkers in it. And while I actually want 2 of them because 2 of them go in my Kaya deck, overall this is a pretty disappointing set. Either they picked cards that are weird or the art isn't super good. Like Sorin looks terrible. Urza looks like he's rubbing his own chest, kind of playing with himself a little bit. It's weird. Tamiyo looks good, but I don't know. I think Dak and Jaya look good, but Domri looks good. Kaya looks... The art's not bad, but they also... Most of these cards are either bad art or not very good. Like, I honestly don't know if I'm going to switch Jaya or Dak, because Dak... Apparently, Wizards edited red off of Dak's hand, Freeman.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
The artist... Yeah, Tyler, you probably don't know this, but there's this really, like, fan-popular planeswalker named Dak Faden, whose line is, "I'm the best thief in the multiverse." And the important fact about him was, like, one of his powers makes his hand red, which is, like, how he steals things or stuff. And apparently, the new artwork of him for this doesn't have his hand red. But when they posted the artwork, the artist came on Reddit and said, I don't know what happened. I gave his hand a lot of red on it, and Wizards edited it out for some reason.
Wow.
It's
kind of like, fuck you guys, I guess. I have no idea, but anyway, the other change, though, is that this Wizards recognize that they are not going to get Hasbro's shitty website in good shape. So instead of trying anymore, they have decided they are going to use Hasbro's official eBay account to sell these on eBay directly.
Okay.
That way it won't go down, but there is one downside to this that my boy Rudy from Alpha Investments pointed out, and it's that when you list items on eBay, you can't just have like this unlisted buy all of them. You have to list how many you have. So it discloses how many of these are available at any given time.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Also, you can only buy 1 per eBay account, but you can make as many eBay accounts as you want. So
it's going to be a mad bots, dash. It's not like the bots didn't do that before. So
yeah.
But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Just because it won't crash the website, but maybe honestly, with this selection of planeswalkers not being very good, like for some reason, Dovin Bond, the other new planeswalker in the set, got shafted. The other 2 new ones got printed and he didn't. Karn is already losing play in Standard and doesn't seem like he's going to last. And the rest are all Commander, or honestly not even worth it in Commander. Like Tamiyo, Jaya... Tamiyo and Sorin see some Commander play. Dak sees a bunch in some Vintage play. The new Kaya is bad. Domri is only going to be good in Standard and Commander probably. And then a Johnny Mentor of Heroes is okay. His art's not exciting though. And Jaya, as much as I like her, is also not worth much. So
yeah,
kind of a weak pick set overall. Plus, there's only 8 when I think there were like 12 in the last one.
I thought it was 10, but point is, it's
either way, why were there 2 missing? We're not doing a small set anymore, so. And finally, we have a big patch came out for Magic Arena that changes a bunch of stuff. Freeman, you can talk about this because I'm pretty sure you know more about it than I do.
There were 2 major changes to it. The first one was that they solved the 5th card issue. So for anyone who's unaware, so in something like Hearthstone, if you have more copies in a card and you don't need them, you can dust them to get a currency out of it. With Magic, there was a whole system of anytime you get a duplicate of a card you already have 4 of, it was going towards this vault system that was hidden, and eventually you get this really shitty payout. They've decided to revise the system. So that way, there's 2 types of packs. One's you open when you're doing a draft or sealed, and there's one that you get as like reward packs you can buy off the store. When you open one off the store, the current system now says you are guaranteed to get a rare or mythic that you don't have 4 of already. So once you get your 4 of, you won't get any of those out of like the packs you buy out of the store, the ones you get as a reward for playing. Once you've collected all of the rares and mythics for that set, you will instead be awarded gems, which is like the premium currency. I think it's 20 for a rare, 40 for a mythic, and I think the minimum going rate is like $5 gets you 750 gems. So it's like 15 cents a card or some nonsense here. But point is, you are now
is what bulk is worth anyway. So pretty
much. So now you're getting some kind of value out of your repeats instead of getting like you were only getting, I think it was 2 mythic wild cards and 3 rare wild cards out of the vault. No one was ever getting like enough stuff to open them. So the point is, once you've completed a set, you can now start getting the currency you need to enter like events that can again get you more cards. They kept the common and uncommon system still work towards the vaults. The idea is you're gonna get that much slower now, but no one really gives a shit because the vault kind of sucks. And commons and uncommons you kind of flood in if you're playing limited or even opening your reward packs for the week. So that was a very good change. People are a little mad though because it means that constructed events had their rewards adjusted, given that packs are now worth more. So now it requires 1 more win to get the same results you were previously getting. So now I think it used to be 4 wins, now it's 5 wins to get your pack. The idea is that people who play this more regularly, packs are going to be worth more to you the more you play. So they did adjust for it. People are a little salty about it. I don't know how it's going to balance out. This kind of, how do I put it? It favors it. Like, it doesn't favor one particular play. Like, yeah, whales are going to get like more of their currency back, but it also means that players don't get feel bad moments of opening their reward packs and getting shit they already had. Like, you are always going to be building towards your collection now that you're always getting rares and mythics you haven't already had. So this was definitely a positive change. It makes me want to throw down some money to build like a budget standard deck to just play sometimes. Now that I know that there's no risk of just wasting my money. Yeah, right. This is a financial black hole. I don't know if I should go down. But
that's fine.
That's pretty much. The last thing was they added for constructed events. They're switching to the best of 3 format. So this is
they're
Wizards,
adding.
Or sorry, they're adding. I know that like quick construct is still staying as best of 1, but now best of 3 events are going in. This is part of what Wizards doing with the ongoing issue that players think that Arena is going to cause them to kill best of 3 overall, and this is kind of their way of saying no. If you want to play best of 3, go play best of 3. We'll see what everyone wants. So now time will tell about what they actually do about it. But it sounds like best of 3 is staying in paper, and now they're adding support for it in Arena,
which is great.
Yep.
All right, we can move on to the other meme. We can move on to Overdank and save Tyler.
All right, because we spent way too much fucking time on Magic. All right, it's time to talk about Overdank. So last week there were PTR updates and there was a new event out. So a couple months ago they had the Diva Cola challenge where you had 2 weeks to win 9 games, and you got these sprays, you got a skin for beating all 9, you got a bunch of extra sprays for watching streamers during like Blizzard sponsored time slots on Twitch, and they're doing the same thing again for Anna. So this comic came out in the timeline. It takes place after Soldier 76 and Anna have like met up in the desert. And Anna's got this like cat outfit going on. It's pretty cool. So that's your
kind of dope.
That's your skin reward for getting 9 wins either last week or this week. So grind out those 9 wins, folks. But part of this comic that's stirring up, I don't want to call it a controversy, is that it reveals that Soldier 76 is gay.
He's gay.
So how do I put this?
He's gay.
So it's not a problem that he's gay. Everyone's confused about why this is a talking point now, because for anyone who doesn't know, Overwatch is not a new game, and Overwatch is not a game that is strongly defined by its lore. So the question is, why are we talking about a base character that launched with the starting 25 heroes? Why are we getting lore about him being gay right now?
And the thing is too, we already got so much lore about him.
Yeah, we knew almost everything about his background. There was one thing in I think it was the first Overwatch holiday event, they had a comic, and there was one part where you see like a picture of him and one of his old buddies, and some real lore just like, gay fanfics, let's do this. And now this is them saying no, it's legit. So it's not like we didn't have this came out of the complete left field. There were signs that it could have been something, but honestly, unless you were really like stretching at the time, it didn't feel like that. And people are bringing up that this is just another J.K. Rowling situation where it's just like, we want to be inclusive, so let's retroactively make a character.
Probably is. Wow.
Hey, Hey man, you're just gonna throw out Dumbledore's gay, all right? You know, you gotta get all the
Did
messages.
you know that
right?
wizards shit on the ground?
Whoa.
You guys heard about that, right?
No,
Wait,
what
what?
is this?
Wait,
Oh my
is this
god.
real?
I thought you were joking.
Oh
Is
my
this a
god,
real
no. J.K. Rowling on Pottermore tweeted that before before the last like few hundred years, wizards would just shit on the ground and then like magic it away.
I mean, that seems like an efficient sewage
Oh
system.
my god, yeah.
That
you
makes
guys
perfect
are-
What?
sense. Like,
Wait, no, time out. Wait.
No, during the break. Okay, Tyler, I know you don't love Pro ZD, but he did a perfect
No,
skit that
hold
sums it
the
up perfectly.
Fucking phone. No, the world needs to know about this,
Tyler,
Tim.
I just explained all it was.
But why? But why? Fine. Whatever, fine. We'll go back. Overwatch, I've actually been playing it a little bit.
Keep talking. I'm gonna find this fucking
So,
Pottermore.
fine.
Okay,
the other thing about
okay, here we go.
Overwatch is-
No. Hogwarts didn't always have This is the exact tweet from Pottermore, which is J.K. Rowling. Hogwarts didn't always have bathrooms. Before adopting Muggle plumbing methods in the 18th century, wizards and witches simply relieved themselves wherever they stood and vanished the evidence.
Just take a shit on the floor and get swifty is
Literally,
their method of dealing with this.
which is
Just lead it
hilarious.
away.
But she even contradicts herself because if you guys remember the second book, it takes place in a bathroom that's as old as Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Man, fuck this. Man, alright, so Overwatch is still alright.
Sure.
I don't have a problem with Soldier 76 being gay. It's just the way they presented it.
Yeah, I don't really
It
care.
was
I
out of
mean,
left field.
it's causing people to talk about it. I don't know if that's what they wanted, but it's just like
Of course
A
it
lot-
is. Why else would they say it?
it's bringing up a lot of homophobes in the Overwatch community. I'm not really happy about that.
Is it really?
Yeah, a lot of people are like angry that he's gay, and I'm like, I really
Oh.
don't give a shit. Just like don't nerf him.
I was gonna say, I don't give
Like
a
I
fuck
still
what you
like
do.
playing as Soldier 76, and this doesn't change anything.
Don't nerf him.
But something
please.
does change everything, and it's called the PTR patch. So Blizzard's trying to deal with the whole goats comp situation. For anyone who doesn't know what this is, it's people are doing this one team comp where it's 4 tanks, 4 healers, and the idea is you can block so much damage with shields, and then you're healing AoE between like Lucio and Brigitte that it's impossible to deal with. And part of their way to deal first was nerfing Brigitte, which turns out did the opposite effect. It made goats better because Brigitte was part of the goats counter. So what they're deciding to do is Reaper, was supposed to be a tank buster since the beginning of the game, they're like, all right, fuck it, let's just buff the shit out of him and hope it works. So they've changed
Jesus
the way that
fuck.
armor
Oh my
works on
God.
all characters. The way it used to work was
No.
armor was bad if you were like a shotgun style character. 'Cause the way armor worked was each individual like bullet that hit you, it reduced I think it was 5 damage or up to half, whichever was less. It did. So if you had like a shotgun, you did like 100 damage and it was 10 per pellet, you were losing half your damage. Whereas Soldier 76, if he fired like a single shot and it did a lot, it would only cut off 5 of it. Anyway, point is, my math was a bad example. Point is, shotgun characters were notably bad against armored tanks, and that was sort of the way it was supposed to be. That the armor was their way of dealing with a bunch of these characters who just fired off little bits all the time. And now they're kind of pulling it back and saying armor might be too good. So now instead of reducing 5, armor now reduces only 3. And I forget what the percentage change was. But point is, Reaper does a lot more damage against armor now. This effectively also lowers. It's not Brigitte's healing, but the effectiveness of the armor that lingers over her overheal. On top of that,
What the hell?
on top of that, Brigitte is getting nerfed again. So the way her ultimate worked previously was she would pop it, she would rapidly heal an entire area, and then anything overhealed became this semi-permanent armor. Where if someone destroyed it, it was destroyed, but it would
Tim's
stay
dying.
on for forever. But the problem was after a team loses in a team fight when Brigitte ulted, now that team has an advantage for what seems like the rest of the match, and it's almost impossible to come back from. It's not good.
Fuck everybody
so what they
else.
did is they changed Brigitte's lingering armor effect to only last for 30 seconds after the ult has finished. So it means that if you finish and you're still in the team fight, it's still effective. But if you win and you're waiting for the team to come back, you don't maintain the advantage of the ult because hers is the only ult that behaved like that in the game where you had it. And no, it's bad. Brigitte is bad for the game. Tim, I need you to accept this. Everyone thinks Brigitte is bad for the game, and she needs to get fixed or they're going to remove her from competitive.
No, they won't.
They will. She's ruining the game.
Yo, I really don't care. I don't even play competitive anymore.
Yeah, I don't either. But I still love playing Brigitte. But I'm going to acknowledge that she's problematic.
Yo, all right. I won't lie. Today we got 3. I played some Overwatch actually before getting on. We got 3 Brigittas.
Hell yeah.
Fucking on our team. They didn't stand a chance.
Oh, you were doing like random
mystery. Yeah, we were playing mystery.
You can't beat that. She's too OP.
Thank God.
Anyway, but that's all the good and bad about Blizzard. But let's go up to their parent company, Activision, and see what's good and bad there. Someone else want to?
Yo, it's good. Yeah, Bungie left fucking.
Oh yeah,
Activision.
This is what I threw on last week, right after the fucking
Bruh,
we were doing D&D.
Yeah, we were talking about during D&D.
So happy, but it's a double-edged sword for me.
It sure is.
Because there are literally a bajillion things that can happen and will happen or could happen, and guess what? It's all gonna happen.
You know what could really happen? It could turn out that everything that went wrong was mostly Bungie's fault.
So real quick, just to recap what's happening as a result of this split, Bungie, unlike when they broke off their partnership with Microsoft and Microsoft kept Halo, Bungie gets to keep the Destiny IP as well as management of Destiny 2 as part of the split. So Activision's already said they're going to phase Destiny 2 out of the Battle.net launcher, and Bungie is going to self-run Destiny 2. So they get to keep that whole game for themselves.
Sweet.
Which is really good. But yeah, we do get to see. We get to see if Bungie was the one who was fucking shit up.
But you know what's more important? We also get to see Destiny probably move over to Steam.
But here's the problem that I have. What's gonna happen to all my stuff?
Oh, it's
you're gonna keep it. There's no way they're gonna.
How much? Let me ask you. How much you want to bet?
Tyler, Bungie can't afford to not keep your stuff.
Dude, like as much as everyone loves Destiny 2, like they're kind of on thin ice with the community.
They sure fucking are.
They can't afford a controversy like players losing everything on their account. Now that said, if they launched Destiny 3, it would be basically that, but still.
Let me put it this way.
How much you want to bet that they're going to release Destiny 3, that Destiny 3 is being made, and that the split is a part of it, and they're not going to give a fuck? Whether or not, Destiny 2...
I'm not going to bet against that because it's highly likely they're just going to launch Destiny 3
because you know why? Because they
did
that already. Because they did it already.
But if they were close to having that happen, because the way this came out is Bungie made the announcement, which means Bungie is the one who initiated pulling away from Activision. If they were planning on just going to Destiny 3... then they would have made a deal with Activision to say, we get the rights for from Destiny 3 onward, like with Microsoft.
I almost don't believe that.
So part of they're not doing Destiny 3 because Activision is switching this new model where every IP needs a new game every year. And what it sounds like is Bungie either didn't have the resources or development speed to actually push out a 3 in their time frame and said, we don't want to do that. So either they're going to take longer to do 3, or they didn't want to do 3.
No, they are going to have to do another game just to fully shake off Activision.
They have to.
Probably, but I think there's still more for them to milk out of 2.
It'll take longer, but it'll definitely happen.
I can almost guarantee you, given their track record, so they won't announce anything now because they just put out the Black Armory.
3,
they
Destiny
just put out
not far along.
They just put out the first of 3 DLC packs for this new season. So they're not just gonna jump into it right now. Right? They're gonna wait.
Quick question. How frequently are the expansions for Destiny usually?
I would say 3 times a year.
Interesting.
I wouldn't say every quarter, but it's very close.
So what it might be is they still might have a lot in the development pipeline and they don't want to give up on that?
No, especially if everybody bought these season passes. They don't want to lose out on the people that bought these season passes.
I think we'll see. Square Enix will do it with Final Fantasy 15. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, but Square Enix is its own insane entity.
And but it brings up the question, how much do I trust Bungie to deliver on this?
I think that we will see Destiny 3 at E3 next year.
I believe that too.
That's my prediction about the whole
And I'm
thing,
gonna be
'cause
mad because I'm gonna lose all my stuff again. At the end of the day, I feel like I'm not gonna like I am gonna be happy about it because
Yeah,
Bungie
you
will be
will.
working
You
on its
will.
own. But like it's gonna
Bungie's-
literally be Destiny 1 all over again, and I hate that.
But that's what you're exactly right. Bungie's going to get up on stage and say, "Look, we know we fucked up Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 was kind of the scramble to make it better, but you know what we promised for Destiny 1? Well, here we're finally going to deliver on that shit now that we're free and can actually develop this game for 5 years."
It's not gonna say that. They're gonna be like, "Yo, Destiny 3, give us money, bitches."
Yeah, but
It's
they'll
gonna be
say it like
good.
I just said it, Tyler.
I can almost bet that it's gonna be.
And they're just
Good,
gonna
though.
market. They're just gonna market spin the fact that they're on their own means it's gonna be great, and everyone's gonna eat the shit up.
It's gonna market. Yeah, exactly. Though, from the original creators of Fallout New Vegas.
Oh man,
it's gonna be
was
that
so
shit.
glorious.
Oh my god.
And plus,
That was
like
fucking
you said, they have to make a new game to shake off Activision. Like everybody's gonna like to solidify that they are on their own. They have to make a Destiny 3.
Yep.
And I don't like it.
Maybe it'll have less microtransactions.
Well, you know what? I don't feel like paying $60 for it. Guess
So
what?
don't wait.
It's gonna be $60. Yeah, wait.
Tyler, look how fast.
Wait until the game's already dead.
Look at how fast Battlefront 2 fucking tanked in price. I'm not saying it's going to go that fast, but Destiny is not the game that's going to maintain price for super long without Activision around. I mean, as much as some people love Destiny, there's just too much bad blood for that game to not lose a little price after a few months.
I'm going to describe a short scenario to you. Destiny 3 Steam sale.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. When like 6 DLC packs have come out already for it.
Only one.
Anyway,
one DLC
that
pack.
being said, I do want to pose this question to the audience that is listening. What do you think the fate of Destiny will be, if you even care, or even if you don't care? I would like to hear your feedback.
That's fair, because most people probably don't give a shit.
Yeah, most people don't give a shit about this game, and I'm familiar. I'm aware I play a bad game.
You know,
but that's
I gotta
okay.
say, I heard this recently, but I gotta say it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of people got burned on Destiny and are now so into Warframe.
Dude,
Warframe picked up a lot of popularity recently.
Warframe picked up a lot of steam. No
sometimes
pun
I
intended.
think about going back to Warframe. I just don't think I could penetrate the new shit.
I want to give
but
it a
I put
shot,
a lot of time and money into Warframe. Freeman, if you wanted to get into Warframe, I would reinstall Warframe to see how my account's still doing.
Oh, cool. We should give it a shot.
Yeah, I would do that. Oh, I gotta buy another SSD. Hold on.
And before TNT podcast moves over to the Warframe.
Oh boy.
We start having a dank frame segment on the podcast.
Dude. Well, what isn't dank?
Let's cancel those plans just like someone else canceled something else.
Star Trek 4 was canceled. Oh yeah, we talked about this. Star Trek 4, the 4th movie installment, was canceled.
Yeah, I told you guys this the other at D&D also, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because it was like just announced.
Yeah, they had just announced it, and Tyler was like, "They were making this," but yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
So apparently there was a Star Trek 4 in development. I don't think they had no title announced or anything like that, but it was being made. And apparently Paramount has canceled the movie, which is fine. As who was it? Tyler, did we agree about the quality of the other movies?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Or did all three of us even?
No, you and no one else kind of jumped in. You and I agreed that Into Darkness was pretty fucking dope.
Yeah, the internet consensus seems to be the first new one might be the best, but if not, Beyond is the best, and Into Darkness is bad. But I think the first one is good, Into Darkness is great, and then the Beyond is almost unwatchable.
Damn. See, I only saw bits and pieces of Beyond.
Dude, I was rolling. Like, it's so weird. Beyond has so many scenes that seem like goofy fun. Like, spoiler. There is a scene in Beyond where the Enterprise literally surfs on a wave of machines in space.
All right,
I'm
maybe
not even
that's a
kidding.
little ridiculous.
But and you know what? Considering like I watch a bunch of anime, play lots of video games, read lots of fiction, you'd think I'd be really into that. But for some reason in Star Trek, that just felt too over the top and stupid for me. I don't even know why. And I fully recognize that this might be crazy, but it just bugged the shit out of me.
No, I don't think so because like, especially with the tone of the first two movies, with them like being more serious than not for about like 4/5 of the movie, right? Like you expect the same kind of tone, but it's almost like that third movie kind of has a little bit too many quips, right? A little too many jokes.
It's almost like exactly the opposite of how Thor got turned around from Dark World to Ragnarok. It's like they took Star Trek, which was still pretty silly, like the beginning of one where like literally in one where he throws the car off the cliff.
Yes.
That was so fucking ridiculous. But then somehow when I watched Beyond, it just annoyed the shit out of me.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need to rewatch it someday, but
Benedict Cumberbatch fucking brought it home, in my opinion.
I thought it was fantastic, but apparently everyone's like, "Oh, Khan, it's so dumb. It's such a waste." Dude,
do you remember it?
Do you remember in fucking Into Darkness, the scene that I still remember is when they're like in hyperspace or whatever it's called, or they jump to light speed, and they're like, "Okay, we made it away and we're safe," and then you just hear that roar.
The fucking was the warship coming out,
and it just powers up behind them and shoots them while they're at light. Like that is probably totally not possible in universe, but that was like the Star Wars Last Jedi hyperspace jump where it's total bullshit, but at least it was carried out as well as a dumb thing like that could have been.
Right.
Like that was fucking radical when they're in. It's like, okay, we're totally fine, and then you just hear that wah, 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 and it just charges up behind them. It's like, holy shit.
Actually, it reminds me, I just like how Freeman wrote a paper about Lion King. I didn't do anything as grandiose, but I remember doing like a tech in future presentation, and Into Darkness was like the movie I chose to like to illustrate. What the hell was it? It was like, oh yeah, technology is good until we fuck ourselves, basically.
And then you just put the shot of the starship crashing into San Francisco.
Basically, I think I ended on like, because the what's his face, the Starfleet commander who brought back Khan and like all those guys, just him.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, you know what? He had a good idea, but at the end of the day, unfortunately, like he made a bad call. Sometimes, like doing things just because we can isn't a great idea. More or less.
These super soldiers could probably help us defeat the Klingons, but maybe that wasn't the best idea.
It wasn't. Fucking miscalculated. Man, am I bad.
Speaking of a movie that people are excited for, just today, the first teaser trailer for Spider-Man not Homecoming.
Homecoming
Far
2?
From Home. Homecoming 2, Leaving Home.
He's leaving home.
Spider-Man Far From Home, the trailer came out, and it doesn't show a ton. It just shows Peter obviously alive. We all knew that was going to happen, so it's not a spoiler.
Spoiler right there.
The only minor spoiler, and I don't think anyone cares, because if the snap gets undone, which it obviously will, the only other person in this trailer of any significance, other than the new character, the new character who was shown off, was Nick Fury's in this movie.
Oh. Spoiler.
But again, also unsnapped, which means we knew he was alive anyway, and the trailer just shows that he's there and like, hey, Peter. Basically, the movie seems like Peter's on a school trip in Europe, and Nick's there, and he's like, hey, there's shit going down. I know you're on a school field trip, but come help me stop these guys.
Oh, hell yeah. They got Robin Scherbatsky back in it again.
Nice.
The only really interesting thing of note in the trailer is that it shows off Mysterio, who people are wondering if he has real...
Jake Gyllenhaal.
He only says like one line, and he just has like a pre-action pose. But apparently Mysterio in Spider-Man doesn't actually have any powers. He just does illusions and shit. But he seems to be using real magic, but maybe that's just an illusion. That'll be no one knows yet, but There's also apparently a villain called Aquaman who just is like Sandman but water. And he's also in the trailer.
Oh, it's a lawsuit waiting.
There's just a giant fucking water dude.
I'm trying to remember. I can't even recall that. I know Namor, the Submariner, is the
Look,
thing.
a bunch of the comments on Reddit were like, "Oh my god, is that Aqua?" Or like, not Aquaman. I forget. It's Aqua something.
Some
it's like a
fucking
water
loser.
villain. He just is a big guy sticking out of the water in the Thames.
Oh.
But we'll see. I mean, Spider-Man's going to be great, and apparently, according to Kevin Feige, I always forget how to pronounce it. Far From Home starts 5 minutes after the end of Endgame.
Oh shit!
Ooh,
well, you know what they should have done?
Continuity.
I kind of wish they I know it'd be kind of soon, but I think it would be kind of cool if they, if they threw in like Miles, just for shits and gigs. It's like, oh yeah, this movie's gonna follow Miles.
Problem is
too early. I know.
Well,
it's too
also
early, but to
not
play
in
it
New
off-
York. There's apparently
There's
there's
a
shots of New
European road
York,
trip.
but like maybe okay. So
It's
apparently
Euro Trip. It's Euro Trip 3.
Oh,
a couple
please.
of the comments were actually about how it looks like in the background the Avengers Tower is getting remodeled, as in someone might have bought the Avengers Tower after they moved out in the first Spider-Man movie. But so there's at least, I don't remember it that well, but there's got to be some shots in New York. Maybe that will have a reference, possibly. But but this being in Europe, there's almost not going to be any kind of real plot point or anything, I'm sure, involving Miles. But you got your Miles stuff, Tyler. We got the fucking we got a good Spiderman.
Yeah, we did.
Miles already.
We did get the good Spooderman with yeah, true.
Nah, it's
Anyway,
anime,
we got to
so it
move
doesn't count.
faster. We're already 40 minutes in, and we're not even to the fucking Freeman section.
Yeah, we're
of
just
the-
chilling, man. Come on, it's fine.
I'm not trying to rush you guys, but you guys linger.
Hey, man, we lingered on Magic for a while.
Yeah, fuck you and your Magic.
All right,
Trash
this is a
game.
quick one. So everyone remembers, well, not everyone. Everyone who cares about Star Wars games or prays for a day where something not fucking Battlefront and shitty comes out from EA.
What was that? Battlefront microtransactions? You got it.
So we've talked before about the story about how Visceral Games was working on an open world Star Wars game after 1313 was the one being developed before the Disney deal, and then that got canned, and then after EA got the rights, apparently Vancouver, with like one of the head writers or something from the Uncharted series, was working on it, and then Visceral shut down, but apparently the project wasn't shut down, they just moved it to EA Vancouver. Well, apparently that game is now just dead. The game that was moved from EA Vancouver to EA Vancouver is now canceled at EA Vancouver. And I just can't care anymore. So I talked last week about playing Battlefront 2, the new one, for Let's Play, and I did successfully record it on Sunday for the first session. That game looks gorgeous, sounds gorgeous, and controls okay, but it's just a not good Battlefront game, and it just makes me weep for all the potential of new Star Wars games that could be coming out these days, and just aren't, because EA doesn't know what the fuck it's doing, I guess.
Nope.
We talked about Fallen Order, which is Respawn Entertainment's game. I have hopes for that because it's Respawn, but fuck, why is this so hard? This is so difficult.
That's what she said. I'm sorry,
God.
Tim. I know you're upset.
ruining
the joke's
our
fine.
journalistic
I just
integrity.
personally am just too depressed by this to
listen.
react to the joke. I'm not begrudging you making the
No,
joke. But fuck.
Listen. I gave up on EA. So
Look, playing
I
the
gave up.
Battlefront 2 game, everything like the story is just dumb. I don't even care about it. There's goofy shit going on, like giant storm lasers and everything, fucking stupid. But that game, the second mission of that game is you're on Endor when the second Death Star is attacked and destroyed. And walking through Endor and seeing the blown up bunker where the shield generator was, and there's debris in this huge area, and the bunker's on fire, and there's crashed X-wings smashed into the ground, and TIE fighters fly overhead and explode, and you even fly through the debris field of the second Death Star, and it's like, fuck. any game in this fucking universe could be so good just with these tools of looking new and not giving us these fucking 15-year-old plus Star Wars games that get modded to barely run because people want fucking Star Wars games. And it's like, why is this so hard?
Because that's not where the money is. The quick money. They want the quick money,
it's in
Tim.
fucking
Quarterly
mobile games
reports.
and fucking microtransactions.
Yeah,
It's
literally
so
quarterly
shitty.
reports. Can you come up with a new Star Wars IP?
Smells like capitalism in here.
So
Smells like
Tyler's
capitalism.
sneakily ruining my thing for later, but I'm just gonna spoil it now for everybody who listens to the podcast because there's like 5 people. I have in my hand a script I wrote a month ago that I plan on finally recording since I'm not doing 50-hour weeks anymore. I came up with 10 fucking ideas for a Star Wars game that EA can have for free, and hopefully in the near future I'm going to put out this edited video of 10 game ideas based mostly on things in the old expanded universe or remakes or new versions of old games. And I fucking can't stand it. I'm going to put out the video, and I don't even care if nobody watches it, but for my own sanity, I need to just... They're not even that interesting.
If someone from EA, if you're listening and you see this video, I just want to know. The only price I want, the only thing I want you to pay me is to say that we're right. It doesn't even have to be in public.
Like, look,
you can just say, "Yo, you bros were right. We're gonna take this.
Leave a comment on the podcast. You guys were right.
You guys were right."
Nothing else. A new Rogue Squadron game. Could you imagine a new Rogue Squadron game that looks as good as the flying sequences in this fucking... Like, I know you guys haven't played it like I have, but you have to have seen footage of flying around or anything from this Battlefront. Could you imagine if a new Rogue Squadron came out? Just remake the old one. Do the exact same missions, everything. Just put new coat of paint on it.
Oh my god, I played the shit out of 2 and 3. I would love another.
I've never gotten to play 2 and 3 because I don't have a GameCube.
Oh man!
Rip.
And guess what games don't work on emulators?
Oh man!
Both of those.
I need to like lend you mine or something. Like
Dolphin sucks, man. Yeah,
there was a period 2 years ago where I tried to get them to work and they fucking didn't. There's a Wii at my parents' house, but I would need a GameCube controller, and Ed actually gave me his copy of Rogue Squadron 2 years ago, but I never had a setup where I could play it.
Yeah, so like all you need.
Plus, I'd rather emulate it at this point. But if I can't emulate it, I wouldn't. But I'd love to emulate it just so I don't have to deal with capture card and all that bullshit. That's part of why I don't play many console games than really anymore for Let's Plays. Like I'd love for me and Tyler to do Halo 2, but Tyler doesn't have an Xbox, and if it would only be like Tyler getting an Xbox One for us to do that would make me actually fucking hook up my capture card. I know you could borrow one, but
yeah, because my friend ain't using it.
We could talk about it later for sure. I wouldn't. Yeah. That's the kind of thing I'd hook it up for, but I don't want to like deal with a GameCube and.
Yeah, I feel you.
But regardless, you know how to make this easier? Put out a modern Star Wars game that's on all the consoles and PC and just fucking runs.
Sorry, can't do that. They only cater to the crowd that plays Call of Duty and Battlefield.
Yeah.
I still get comments from people
we don't make flight simulators.
I still get comments from people, "Oh, why don't you play Empire at War anymore? That was the game that made you popular." Well, guess what? Modding that game, getting it to run, getting it to record, having it not crash, having it run like shit, having it run slow, the action being slow for me, and it being fucking dull as dirt after a while, means I don't want to fucking play that game anymore. People still are like, why don't you play this? How about playing it was miserable? I did it because that was my only income at the time and because I enjoyed it, but I burned the fuck out. And it's like, just give me a new game. These old games are just...
You can only play them for so long, so many times.
Okay,
like,
so
it gets tired.
I think I mentioned that I was going to do this. I don't remember if I actually did, but the other game I'm going to start Let's Playing this weekend is I'm going to do a Season 2 of Republic Commando. Oh. Republic Commando is one of the most unique games I've ever seen in my life. That's a single-player game with 3 overarching linear missions. This will be the third or fourth full playthrough I ever did in my life. The second one for YouTube. I'm probably not playing this fucking game again after this. Like,
yo, Tim, what if, hear me out, what if we made a Star Wars game?
we can't. We don't have the license. We'd get sued.
So
No, but we just call it like War of the Stars or some shit.
War of the Stars.
Look,
and instead of
sure...
C-3PO, it'd be like P3PC or some shit.
Just like literally jumble everyone's names. That's all the name on Doubler expansion.
Hold on. You guys say it as a joke, but consider the fact that RPG Maker exists on Steam. Can you imagine?
Yo, you're trying to make a Star Wars dating sim, my dude?
No. I'm saying hundreds of them already exist on Steam. We can't beat anybody to the punch.
Best.
All right, we're done talking about this. I did not mean to linger on
this.
Talk
about games that get canceled. I'm surprised Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't.
So it's time to talk about a game that's only rumored to
Freeman bust through the door. Kingdom Hearts 3.
So we're talking about Kingdom Hearts 3, the game that's supposedly releasing in 2 weeks.
Supposedly.
Sounds like a lot of bullshit to me.
There's a lot of bullshit to me.
So I was complaining last week about how I didn't like that Square Enix decided they were going to launch Life is Strange 2 the day before Kingdom Hearts 3. It turns out in the US that's not true. So Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out on the 25th in Japan and Japan only. The rest of the world gets it on the 29th, the following Tuesday. So I'm really glad I did not take off.
Because the rest of the world doesn't shut down when that game comes out.
Yeah, right? It's like, damn, it's a Tuesday. I was going to take a Friday off to play this game. It's like, nope, now I don't even have a weekend to play it.
Nope, you have 24 hours, dude.
My coworker's taking off that Friday. He already put time in. I'm like, you fucking loser.
You fucking idiot.
You got to remind him that they're not going to be able to do anything that week.
No, you know what? He's gonna replay all the old ones to get ready for it.
That's he is though.
I still have I still have one more hour on 0.2, and then I'm done. I'll have to watch that fucking movie, and then I'm actually done.
Oh well, no, because he also wants to play Resident Evil 2 because Resident Evil 2 comes out too.
I was just trying to play the original before the new one comes out.
No, well, like that week.
When it comes out.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so Japan has announced all the dates. So as we reported earlier, in an effort to combat leaking, which barely worked, Tetsuya Nomura, the game director, didn't put the epilogue video, nor did he put the secret video on disc. They're going to be released after the game launches in separate patches.
Damn, that's fucking wild.
So the epilogue, which
clearly it worked because oh no, I'm thinking of Smash. Sorry, keep going.
So the epilogue video, which there are no special conditions to unlock, you just need to beat the game. That one will come out 24 hours after launch for both regions. So Japan will get it this, or with a Saturday after the game comes out. The rest of the world will get it the Wednesday after it comes out. So, if you really manage to beat in 24 hours, good luck. Nomura's on record saying that if you just play through the game, you don't do any of the side shit, anything, this game will take you 40 to 50 hours, which is weird because up until now, most of the Kingdom Hearts games, they've been like, oh, it should only be 20 to 30. None of those games
only
only
took actually
20.
take. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Birth by Sleep was accurate. Kingdom Hearts 2, I think I beat it in 40. Kingdom Hearts 1, I sucked at that game, so I grinded a lot. I think I beat it in like 55, 60 hours. So that means Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna be like a 70-hour game for me, which means
wow,
I'm not beating it in 24 hours.
It's like fucking Witcher length over
here. I was gonna say, I did all the side quests, and I beat like all the super bosses in 2 in like 70 hours.
So the thing is, I'm totally going for the secret ending, so I have to do all the extra shit in this game. But that said, the secret video, which is most likely going to hint at whatever's next for the Kingdom Hearts series after this, because 3 is not the ending. We've known this for a while. It's the end of the story arc.
Your grandkids will play Kingdom Hearts 4 3/5 over 5/8.
I think they've learned their lesson that putting these games on handhelds isn't actually that great.
No.
So they've learned that the Unreal Engine works pretty well. I expect them to do Kingdom Hearts 4 like within the next 5 years.
You're fucking crazy. There's no way.
The point is, we're gonna get the secret video worldwide on the 31st. So listeners, you have 2 days. Japan gets 6
Two brothers.
To beat everything in this game.
Brothers.
They'll announce the conditions to unlock the secret video, but as with all Kingdom Hearts games, it's easier to unlock that video on the harder difficulty you play. So always play the harder difficulty, or you're going to spend way too much time unlocking the stupid video.
God, how are people gonna beat this in 24 hours?
They're not.
You underestimate our power.
You see? It's
No,
gonna happen, Tyler.
Absolutely not.
Someone's gonna get to the end of that game before that video's out, no question.
Unless they find a bug that takes them there, I don't believe it.
Someone is gonna. Tyler,
I think with
would bet
cutscenes
money.
alone, you're
And I'm not
talking
gonna
about
lie.
like 8 hours.
I'm not gonna lie.
Wait.
If someone actually does though, if they do this,
They're a fucking idiot.
I like honestly.
Like nothing.
just
so
kill
here's
yourself.
Here's the thing. Like the thing I love about Kingdom Hearts is the endings are always this huge cinematic experience. If you go and you beat Kingdom Hearts 3 and there's no like ending video and you put it down and come back tomorrow to watch the ending, that's the worst fucking thing you could do. That's like watching the first 2 hours of a 3-hour movie and then coming back to watch the ending tomorrow. Like it kills the experience.
No, but there's gonna be
someone's
people out
gonna
there that
wanna put
want
out-
to do it.
People
Just-
wait. Important question: can you skip cutscenes in the Kingdom Hearts series?
In the more recent ones, you've been able to, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that means someone will beat it within 24 hours
That's
by
the
mashing.
thing. Whoever really wants to see the final ending, they're not going to skip the cutscenes though. Like, good thing with who this person is. If they're going to skip cutscenes, I don't know if they really give a shit about the epilogue.
Tyler,
I don't think they
you
give
are-
a shit about like, oh yeah, because they're gonna need the epilogue. Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because YouTube, whoever uploads the
Nah.
final battle first or uploads the look what screen it is until the video shows up. Wow. You
Well, I mean,
know
the
there's
second
going
the
to be
patch drops,
people.
It's going to get data mined anyway. But
Yeah, I feel like that's the only way. I feel like the data mine's gonna be like the thing to do.
point is,
I'm
gonna,
honestly interested what the unpatched screen is when you get to the end of the game and there's no video because there's going to be something there.
Oh
Like,
no,
what,
it's,
does the game
it's
just
going to be the
cut
credits.
to black?
It's
Oh
going to
my
be so the way the
God.
game works is the credits roll, the final screen shows, and then usually there's like the final video after the credits, and then it dumps you on the menu. What it's going to do is it's just going to dump you on the menu instead of playing that video file.
Yeah, I could probably see that happening.
That's what's going to happen. Anyone who actually rushes this is a fucking idiot. We've been waiting so long for this game. Savor it, enjoy it. Don't.
Freeman, why
be
savor it when you're going to play it
that
5
guy.
times?
And I'm
No,
not.
why not-
I'm not
why
gonna
not
play it
you?
5 times.
Not
Why not
you.
do it for fake internet points, dude? Because
Yeah,
those are
right.
worth more.
That said,
You know what?
I need to cleanse all of my social media accounts, remove anything tangentially related to Kingdom Hearts.
At least one person is going to be trying to get the first world record speed run up online for this game. Since speedrunning is this
And-
huge thing right now.
Yeah, but no one does
It's
blind
AGDQ.
speedruns.
Freeman, if you can get that world record for 5 minutes, that means you're in an internet compilation somewhere or you're on the listing somewhere.
I don't know. It's gonna get past like people figure out the game.
It always does, but do you think that stops those insane people?
I don't know. This makes
Those
absolutely no
aliens?
sense to me. These people are like idiots.
I'm not gonna
Fake
lie.
internet
This
point.
is not even a topic. Honestly, I've lost so much interest in AGDQ. I didn't
Really?
even know that
I've
AGDQ
never been interested in it in
happened.
the first place.
I
just,
think
didn't
they're
even
fun.
know. I didn't even know it was happening this past week. I had no idea.
Oh, what I said? I thought I said it to you or someone.
If you did,
said
it
to a
went in
couple
one ear and
people.
out the other.
Damn. I mean, I wasn't watching this week or whatever, or last week, but I mean, I knew it was there.
You know what? Honestly, it is. I wouldn't mind watching a few of the runs later. Like the races are kind of fun. Like the special or task bot is always neat. But like, so many of these are just like shitty nothing games that have like 3 people in the world who are like, I have the world record for this game. And it's like, oh my god, I just can't care about these whatever games anymore that no one except these 3 people play. I just
it's
can't
fun.
anymore. Look, more power to him, but I just
Like I play Resident Evil
can't watch
4
it.
so much. I think for shits and gigs yesterday, I was at my boy's house. I got to El Lago, the big fish monster in the lake, in like 10 minutes.
dude, that's fine.
And I'm like,
that's
God
fun.
damn, I'm a
how
fucking
long did it originally
loser.
take you?
Dude, what?
For a normal person, like, are you saying like me?
You like the first time you played it? How long did that actually?
Oh, the
take you?
first time I got there probably took me like 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours.
All right, that's a good improvement then.
I was
I mean-
a babu though. I was in 7th grade when that game came out.
I was gonna say the same thing except for Dark Souls. Like when I first did it, I was shit, but then like years later, whenever I just booted up and played, it's like, oh, it takes me 10 minutes to get to the gargoyles and kill them, 15 minutes to go kill the spider lady, and then like another 20. Like I've gotten to Ornstein and Smo within like 3 hours of starting a new game a few times, and obviously that's not like a speedrunning accomplishment, but considering how big and dense how many days it took me to get there the first time. It's just, you get better at games as you play them a bunch. That makes sense, but
all right, this playthrough's going way too slow. I'm going to speedrun the rest of the podcast, guys.
Okay. Yeah, we've been going for an hour. We did it.
Yeah, I don't know how we got in the speedrunning tangent, but it's time for the Weeeb shit.
Luckily, most of this is dumb.
Most of this is... most of it is dumb. So starting off the week, Crunchyroll's been pushing their new big thing. They have the dub of Konosuba ready to go in like 8 languages.
Oh, boy.
So they're launching that. They've launched it tonight. I saw the preview yesterday. My hot take on it is that the girls sound okay. Cosmo sounds terrible. And then right before we started recording, the whole thing drops. I watched a bit of episode 1. Aqua's voice actress, when she's doing her like screaming crazy bullshit, she sounds great. But I don't know how her normal voice. Cosmo, I can't stand. They picked this guy who's just way too high pitched and doesn't have enough like cynicism in the way he talks.
Oh, boy.
And they absolutely botched Megumin's introduction sequence, so I can't forgive the dub. But
there you go.
It seems like it was made with quality. So if you like dubs, go check this out. But if you really like Konosuba, don't. Anyway, moving on.
Slime was really good this week. Go watch Slime. Keep going.
Yeah, go watch Slime. Seriously. I started watching my buddy Dave. He seems interested, but I don't know why. Our 2 other friends were just talking over the whole episode, and I couldn't, I can't deal with it.
The new one?
No, the first episode.
Oh, okay.
Like, they were explaining
the first one's a big deal, but...
Yeah.
The newest one was really fun.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to catch up on it so we can watch
Like Luigi said, it was very friendly.
Very friendly.
Very friendly?
Dude, anyway. The battle's over. Time to be friends.
Oh my god. It's fucking Naruto all over again. Anyway, winter 2019 anime season's upon us. As always, I'm going to talk very briefly about some stuff. And one of them that I really want to stress is Promised Neverland. So Luigi's doing this new thing where he beats me to watching a show by literally 20 minutes. So he did it with Shield Hero, and then he did it again with Promised Neverland. I'm 30 seconds into the first episode when he texts me, "Holy shit, this episode's good." I'm like, all right, thanks. So I watch all of it.
Being out-weebed.
And he's being by like 20 minutes. That's all it is. So I watched Promised Neverland, and this is a show that I've been personally hyping up on the podcast just because it runs in Shonen Jump. It's up there in the popularity polls. It's beating out Shokugeki no Soma on a weekly basis. So I'm like, there's got to be something exciting about this show, knowing the demographic to reach Shonen Jump. And I watched the first episode, and I was not expecting what I saw. This is not an action show. This is like a mystery thriller. I was blindsided by the episode 1 twist, and I highly recommend everyone go check it out. I don't want to talk about what it's about because it completely ruins the premise of the show.
Wait, isn't Shokugeki Food Wars?
Yes.
What the fuck?
This manga is well. It doesn't help that Food Wars took a nosedive at the end of the tournament arc. And it's most likely to get canceled within the year at this rate. Point is, Promised Neverland is way more popular.
Fuck,
it's up there with One Piece, Hero, and Haikyuu in terms of the big 4 right now.
Thank God something's still going.
Yeah, no, don't worry. There's all good stuff up there, and hopefully Promised Neverland joins that bunch. It's really good. My only gripe is with the character designs. For a while, there was this joke going around the anime community called no-nose, where you go and you take an anime character and you just crop their face. There's no nose. So if anyone searches no-nose anime on Google, the first couple results are exactly what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, that's the way the author draws his characters. So they just have these really scrunched faces where there's not really a nose.
Fucking weird looking. Oh my god.
Anyway. It's really good. I recommend watching. Just get past the art style and you'll forget about it really quick. Some more hot takes about should I finish the new stuff. I finished watching SSS Gridman 2 nights ago.
And
God, I don't know what the fuck everyone was getting hyped about. The ending sucked. It was they went with the whole it was all in your imagination thing. God. And here's where everyone lost their fucking mind. It was inside the imagination of a live action character, implying that the entire anime was a dream of a character in the live action Gridman series. So I realized that as someone who's never watched Gridman, this shit was not for me.
Wait a second. You're telling me... Alright, so what else are you going to watch this season?
Wait, is that it? You're moving off the Gridman part?
Dude, I hate that. If there was a subcategory of like, okay, there's
Shit
themes.
I hate.
There's themes that like Tyler doesn't like. Well, there's also endings that Tyler doesn't like.
It's just, but like it was trying so hard to be Evangelion for a bit with this whole existential thing, where one of the characters was actually like the god of the world they were in, and it turns out
Oh
it was
my
just her
God.
dream, and that's why she was the god of that world.
Oh my God.
And
Man,
and Gridman had to go in and rescue her from her own dream and some shit.
That's
It was bad.
garbage.
I only
That's
watched this show for the thick thigh waifus, and that was it.
I'm really glad you told me about this, because I would have been mad. I would have broken the television.
Studio Trigger has let us down once again. That said, if you were a actual Gridman fan, this is probably the greatest shit on earth, and this was for you. But for everyone else like us, stay the fuck away. Not worth it. Go watch like whatever Power Rangers series that. It's probably a more high quality Tokusatsu series, whatever the fuck it's called. Go watch Mother's Basement if you want to know more about the shit, but don't watch Gridman. But what should you watch instead? So this season, I already mentioned Promise Neverland. We talked about Shield Hero extensively last week, and I'm going to talk about the two others I'm watching this season. The first one's a sequel, Mob Psycho 100 Season 2. Same authors, One Punch Man, shittier art style, has the action... sorry, how do I put this? The art team that does action scenes from Hero Academia working on this, as well as the rest of Studio Bone. So you've got this great studio backing it. I love Mob Psycho 100. The show is great. Go... Even if you, I don't want you to skip season 1, but the first episode of season 2 did a really good job of explaining like who the core characters are and putting them in this one-off adventure to kind of get you up to speed with the show, given that it's been like 2 years since season 1.
That being said, I do not like Mob Psycho 100.
Oh, how much of season 1 did you watch?
I gave it the 4-episode rule.
Ah, dang. Unfortunately, all of the cornerstone fights are in the second half, which is really unfortunate.
Oh my God.
But if you couldn't get over the art style, I
think most of it was the art style. It was all right. So I'll tell you what killed it for me. The art style was like partially it. I was like, okay, this is a little funky, but it's been like a couple years since I watched this. But who's the main? Not the main character, but the dude who's like,
oh, the guy, his teacher Reagan.
Yeah, I'm like,
he's the best. I love him.
I'm not a fan of characters like him. Like I'm just like, they do nothing for the story for me.
He's so... I can't.
Like, I get
he's good in the second half.
I imagine he gets
season
better.
1 made it. Yeah, everyone gets better in that show.
It's just one of those things where I'm like, oh great, another one of these characters.
Yeah, it was kind of, how do I put this? So the show, it took a little while to figure out where it wanted to be. The first couple episodes are Mob and his teacher, air quotes, going around and exercising spirits, and it just feels very episodic. And then right on episode 5 or 6, he realizes there's other people who have like psychic powers, and it starts becoming more of a battle show from that point on. But it keeps a lot of its comedy elements. The second half had all of the crazy fight scenes, which I really loved. And the first episode of season 2 showed they're already doing these fight scenes right from the get-go, so they're ready to go this season. For anyone else who's willing to give it a shot, I highly recommend it. I love the show. It gets me the same kind of hype that One Punch Man does. Moving on, I haven't started this one yet. This one is called Kaguya-sama Love is War, and I've read the basic synopsis of this.
This is the other one I added to the Crunchyroll from Mother's Basement.
Yeah, he talked about this. So the basic plot synopsis is there's these two students in high school. Both of them are these smug, high IQ bastards, and they're in love with each other. But neither wants to be the first one to say it. So they're playing these mind games with each other to just fuck with the other one and get them to say something first. People have been hyping the ever-living fuck out of this adaptation since the day it was announced. I have high expectations going in, and I really hope it meets them. That said, all the art from the promotional material makes it look really good. The question is it interesting enough to be 12 episodes? And we'll find out next time
That's
on
a Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Speaking of weeb shit, I'm seeing the Broly movie this week.
Ooh.
I mean, that's what I'm skipping.
I forgot that was out.
It comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, it comes out tomorrow, but I'm seeing it on Thursday.
Yeah, tell us what you think of it. I'm not actually going to see this one live, but I do still want to see it. It's mostly just because I'm really avoiding anything that could potentially spoil the end of Super. I know some stuff, but I don't want to know all of it because I'm watching
Goku fights Jiren.
Shut the fuck up, Tim. Is this the power of Ultra Instinct? Anyway. So are you going to give us your candid review next week?
I will.
Yes, please.
Looking forward to it.
I will do that.
And then moving, the last 3 ones are really short. So this cute anime last year that came out called Takagi-san Master of Teasing. It's about these 2 middle schoolers. and this one guy sits next to this girl who literally just pranks him non-fucking stop, and he constantly tries to get back at her and fails. And it's just a short comedy manga. Each episode that it adapts 3 chapters. There's like 3 parts, 8-minute gags. Times out pretty well. It was a very adorable show, and they announced season 2 of it. And I'm very excited for it. On to stuff I'm not particularly excited for. Final Fantasy 15, the last DLC package, features the villain Arden Izunia, and as part of the big Final Fantasy 15 multimedia blitz, they did hire an anime studio to work on, I think it was originally 5 episodes of a series that came out before Final Fantasy 15. Well, they've contacted them again to release another episode to hype up this DLC, which is going to show a lot of Arden's backstory, which was up until now has been almost completely unexplored. So I'm excited to see if they're going to do it. I'm upset it's not going to be in the game because this is really shitty. This is their way of saying, we really wanted to tell you something, but we didn't. So here's our way of telling you. Anyway. But on to the real news. Anime fans across the globe are ecstatic because Elon Musk was taking some promotional photos, and of course he forgot to wear legitimate clothing and instead was wearing a t-shirt featuring the female protagonist of the Netflix original show, Kakegurui, Compulsive Gambler, which
oh my god,
about girls who get off on gambling.
God damn it.
And he's walking around in this t-shirt with the 2 girls like basically making out, and it's just like, Elon, please,
what a fucking
power
hero.
level.
What a
You
hero.
just walk around as a Super Saiyan 3 all day. Like, that's
Super Saiyan 3 all day.
But that's it for the Weeeb shit.
What a real anime character. Like, holy shit.
Damn.
Dude, like, he's gonna engineer the cat girls, I'm telling you.
Dude, if we're in the Matrix, Elon is the star of a fucking anime. Like, oh my god, is he the maker?
Yo, he's actually Tony Stark, though.
It's fucking great.
Like, he wears all the fucking weird-ass shirts, fucking not giving a fuck, always being, like, you know, it has, like, the weird tabloid, like, you know, news shit going on. He's fucking Tony Stark.
Let me open up Twitter before
billionaire
we go on
weeaboo philanthropist.
Yes.
Let me go on Twitter and see what he got up in the last. I think he had something a little while ago. Let's see, Tesla stuff. A random picture of LA. A lot of it's Tesla retweets, which makes sense.
Yeah, he started posting normal shit again once the FCC stopped investigating him for, like, trying to sell the company or trying to make it private again. That was why he was posting all this Weeeb shit. 'Cause he's like, oh, well, if the president can post stream of thought shit and not get in trouble, I can too. So he started posting anime shit all the time. But now that no one's looking, he's, like, getting back to normal.
I mean, so this is minor, but so a few days ago, he tweeted out a what's it called? A render of a SpaceX Starship Hooper or something like that. It's this little tiny rocket that just literally looks like a silver bullet with fins. And he responded to someone 4 days ago who had tweeted about how it was actually produced now instead of just a model. And he said it needed to be made real. And then he responded to himself with, "Obv must be more pointy though."
What the fuck?
I love it.
Oh my god. Like, yeah, he really has calmed down a fair bit. Oh shit, did I just accidentally unfollow him? Fuck. I pressed the wrong button.
Wow.
Elon, come back.
Elon, come back.
Come back.
Senpai, please follow me.
Oh man. Shit.
All right, but that's it for news. Now we can take our sponsored
I actually
break.
Need to go get water. We'll go on our sponsored break. And when we come back, we're gonna finally uncensor Tyler's topic we've had in the icebox for months.
Shit.
And we're actually gonna talk about censorship, but we'll be back in a sec to talk about it. Unless we censor it, might have to. And we're back
from outer space.
All right, so we're gonna censor Tyler one more time. We're not gonna do the topic.
So let's just talk over Tyler the entire time to provide the white noise.
We're gonna talk about waifus today, everyone.
No. All right, Tyler, deliver the real.
No.
We'll save that for
today. Yeah, that's what they're. Yeah, see, they're already doing it. They're censoring my topic about waifus, but what it's really about is censoring, and how it's becoming a big role in. Shoot, man, everything. I mean, censoring's always been a thing, right? Like, from when media was a thing, and well, shit, even before that, you don't believe in God. This book doesn't talk about God. We're burning it.
Oh, we can't have it. Can't acknowledge its existence.
Can't have it. Nowadays, it's more of a monetary thing than anything.
I know this
Especially
isn't directly related, but just as a bit of news that came out kind of related to this.
Censoring against
it's kind of censorship, but Australia just passed a law that you can't have encryptions that hide, like, that the government can't crack on your data. So it was this big thing on Reddit. I'm kind of surprised you didn't see it, Friedman.
Well, I heard about this a while ago. I'm just acting exasperated because I don't believe this is a good thing.
It's not, but it's not directly censorship, but it kind of plays into the whole, like, government, meddling in the online space in ways that are probably bad.
Yeah, meddling,
you know what I mean?
In shit that should be a thing. Like, I mean, this kind of goes into, like, I guess some political thing, I guess, but, like, as you guys know, and what I guess some of the listeners have picked up, like, I am a fan of the Second Amendment. Mostly for recreational purposes, right? But
literally was cleaning a pistol.
Before we started, I hear this noise. Like, is someone cleaning a gun in the background?
Clack, clack.
Oh yeah, that's me. But yeah, like I always have the and not just like physically, like also, like by law, like I think everybody has the right as a human being to protect themselves. And I think, like, encryption, stuff like that, I think that's taken away, like, essentially a basic human right, in my opinion.
You should have the right to have some data private from the government.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where they're coming from. I understand, like, with less privacy, like, the more potential there is to safeguard things. Like, I view it from both sides.
You know what's scary about it, though? It kind of feels like you guys have heard about what they do in China now, right? Like, in the I think this month, China's implementing their social score system.
Oh, yeah.
Where, like, everything you do counts towards a score that determines whether or not you can travel or what. Yeah, it literally, like the Black Mirror episode.
I was gonna say
everyone has the score.
Black Mirror
it's actually
is
like
real.
That shit.
And I think it was just fucked up because I'm like, this is the most ridiculous episode. One of the most ridiculous episodes.
And then bam, China.
Fucking China. And like that's the thing too. And it's very weird how like almost everything, especially when it comes to censorship and all of these market things, they're all coming back to China.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just saying like the aliens, Tom Clancy conspiracy
aliens,
but like I think it's just like damn, it's like really fucked up like how some companies are willing to, I don't know if I would say like compromise their integrity or whatever, but like they're willing to go and cater to a completely another country like to get the sales or and then disregard their audience, which some people like don't believe that, but I think that's kind of the way I see it. Like
just to clarify, you're not talking about companies that will change their product in China. You're talking about companies that will change their product as a whole because of China.
As a whole because of China, yes.
Okay.
Though both of those things do happen.
Both of those things do happen.
One of the famous examples everyone will always bring up was when World of Warcraft released, they had to retexture and they had a skeleton visible out of sensitivity in China regarding like the corpses of the deceased.
Or no joke, in League of Legends, one of the Freeman, you remember the character Graves? He was this guy with like a shotgun who smoked a cigar, and they literally removed the cigar from his character model and all his profile pictures because you're not allowed to show smoking in China.
Reminds me of the lollipop from One Piece.
Oh God, yes. If people are not aware, One Piece, there is a character named Sanji. He's the cook. In the original version, he always smokes a cigarette, but like, who's the publisher?
In the 4Kids version.
The 4Kids.
They couldn't show the cigarettes, so they replaced it with a lollipop whenever they could.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, watching those Everything Wrong with Yu-Gi-Ohs and you see how much shit 4Kids fucking
for
edited
real.
out of that.
I was surprised at their actual like video editing skills.
But like, it's so true that like you go back and watch some of these like 4Kids remakes, it's so garbage. Like you're like, how did I even follow this story? It doesn't even make sense with the censoring.
Real quick on censoring, just because you brought up Yu-Gi-Oh, I want to bring this one up a lot. Is the Yu-Gi-Oh card game actually got censored a lot when it came to the U.S.
Yes.
So Japan really loves religious imagery everywhere because they don't give a shit about the Christian religion. But because of that, they have to censor a ton of cards. Like they love crucifying characters in Yu-Gi-Oh and cards, and you can't do that shit in the U.S.
Yeah.
Like I was watching Black Clover the other week, and there's this one part where someone creates a pool of blood, and they turn the blood into a bunch of crosses, and they put all the main characters' friends on, and I'm just like, holy shit, this is never coming out in the United States.
This is never coming out in the U.S.
Yeah, and that's a question whether it's cultural sensitivity or what is mature in some places.
It really is. I mean,
but Yu-Gi-Oh does it a lot.
Yeah, and which is kind of interesting because like we've actually, in my opinion, from the stuff I've seen from American television, we've kind of like been like, okay, some things are like, most things are like okay now. Right, but for a long time it was like sex is a no on TV, but violence is completely okay though.
Yeah.
While other places it's like, oh, sex is completely fine, violence is fucked up.
That's more of a U.S. cultural thing, though.
I feel like in Europe it's a lot different.
It is. They are different. They're so different. But
what? Nani?
But I don't know. It kind of bothers me though when shit like, it's like, okay, I understand you want to get like your player base in China, right? Like this is where the topic originally came from. It was the week of like PUBG.
When they listed all the games that were going to get banned in China because it didn't follow some arbitrary rules.
Yeah, but
then they also neglected to tell them which rules it didn't follow.
Exactly. And that's crazy. And like one of them was like Rainbow Six Vegas, and it's like they took out all the slot machines because like there's no gambling, and it's like, well, this place looks awkward because it's a place where you gamble.
Even though the fucking Chinese mobile game players are like the biggest whales in the fucking world.
Yes, for real though. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But
I've seen multiple posts on Reddit about how in China there's this massive culture of doing physically anything possible to get ahead. Like, cheating is like, you did a good job by cheating your way to the top in China.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know if that's accurate.
Yeah, I'll say I don't know if that's
that. So this is more of an Asian thing overall. So I don't know if you guys know about the culture there, but generally I know in Korea and a lot of Japan, owning your own computer is not seen as like a popular thing to do. So generally gaming is done in gaming cafes. So you'll go in, you will create a new account on the spot, and you'll just play. And it's really easy to hack on these accounts because once you get banned, you go up to the front desk and say, hey, could you wipe my machine and start it over? I want to play again. And bam, you have a new account that you can start hacking on again. So a lot of it's hard to fight. I know Blizzard had an issue where they were licensed with one particular, I think they call them PC bangs in Korea, but they were part of one where they're like, we're just not going to ban your facilities when your people cheat. And because of that, almost all the cheaters were coming out of those facilities in South Korea.
I mean, I know I can't really back up what I said, but on the other hand, where do most, like, everyone, where is the one area where every, like, hacker in a video game is said to come from? Oh, Chinese hackers.
Chinese hack, damn.
I mean, that was what ruined PUBG, apparently. I don't even know if it might still even be a problem.
No, it still happens.
Didn't they, like, sequester China on its own servers to stop it, and it still didn't work or something?
Because all those motherfuckers...
select your server.
Yeah, and you know what? Listen, I'm not trying to be racist. It sounds like I am. But literally anyone who played on the North American servers, you would run into more Asians playing on the servers, like, speaking Chinese. In fact, you guys know that me and my boys would say some dumbass Chinese things just to like rile up even though they knew we were like American as fuck.
Fucking with it.
We were just yelling, "Chisao ma," which is I think I told you guys. I know Freeman. I told.
I'm trying to remember what this means.
Basically, you know, like if there's the insult of like, you know, I fucked your mom, but like, you know, you tell it to them, and like you got to say in the widest of acts, like "Chisao ma" or some shit like that, and it translates to loosely like, "Oh, fuck my mom." So you just yell that, and they just start laughing. It's hilarious. and then they shoot you through a wall, and you're just like, what the fuck? Why do I play this game? But yeah, and then I think it
Wait
got
a minute.
so bad. No, for real though, we went to play on the Asian servers, and they were from our experiences more fair than the North American servers. Because apparently they just wanted to troll the shit out of us.
Of course. That's their entertainment.
I'm sure which game is currently undergoing the issue where they merged the US and China servers and no one's happy about it.
I think
any game that did that.
Literally any game that did. I know Rainbow
every
6.
game that does that. Yeah, because didn't Rainbow Six come out and they were like, okay, we heard that everyone fucking hates that we did all this shit. Either they said they were going to try to fix it, or fuck it, you guys are screwed no matter what, so deal with it.
I honestly didn't.
It might have been the Rainbow Six.
Because I know there was a lot of people pissed. But you know what? I don't really care. The friggin' community's toxic, so whatever.
Might as well just throw in some more toxic shit into the mix.
Welcome to video game.
Dude, nah, it's bad. Like, it's like
I'm sure it
borderline Roblox bad.
Hell yeah.
Oof.
That's why, dude, why do you think our series is going to be only the four of us playing Terrorist Hunt? We are never, ever going online.
Listen. No.
We're going to hear too much profanity. It's going to ruin Tim's monetization. It's going to just...
Listen. There's no game...
Tyler will get us banned.
It won't be spicy until someone throws out the hard R.
See? There it is. Tyler's going to get us fucking banned.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm going to be the one.
But he's saying we're getting
banned.
banned.
You're going to be the one.
Wait, listen, I might be for the lulz, but I can guarantee you I will not be the first, second, or third one. At least.
Oh, you don't mean from the four of us. You mean overall.
Overall, like someone in the game is going to be like... It's like, well, Jesus.
Oh, dude, we'll get in it and within like 2 matches. Hard R.
Yeah. It's... Oh my god. What... But it's funny. I do think it is funny, though. Speaking of loosely on the topic of censoring, how they publicly say, like, over literally the entire server who gets banned.
Oh,
the shaming.
So, we'll get into this when we talk about the weeks, but you guys are going to... So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is going to be the first session of us recording Rainbow Six Siege, doing Terrorist Hunt. And... within like a few minutes of us starting, the first all servers announcement goes out that this person just got banned on BattleEye or whatever.
Yeah, mad people get fucking banned like all the time.
And it happened like 4 or 5 times during our session.
In fact, I think more games should adopt that. I like
hell yeah,
shaming.
Dude, hell oh. Dude,
even
you don't understand. Some of the shit that gets posted on Reddit, like on r/fucking trashy or other shit, it's like, I understand you don't want brigading and shit like that. Like, fine, I get it. But, God, sometimes you wish that these fucking people, like, actually got some kind of fucking righteous justice thrown down on them for the shit that they do. Like, when you go to Trashy and you see people like, oh, here's a video of someone stealing a package off my porch, because that's a big thing right now. Or, oh, look, this person, like, put a cigarette in their child's mouth so they could take a shitty picture of them, oh, my kid's smoking at 6 months old.
I have to come out and say this for posterity reasons. I am not a fan of harassing.
No, of course not. Like, and that's why I totally understand that you can't do that.
You can't do it. Granted, I think it should always be, like, if you're doing it, like if you out someone, do it in a tasteful way, and people like should just look at it and be like, oh, what a fucking idiot, and then like keep scrolling.
I totally understand that you can't trust the internet with that. It totally makes sense. But fuck, sometimes do you wish that just some like actual consequence would happen. Like,
yeah, that's why swatting happens.
Exactly, and I recognize that, and it sucks, and I don't agree with that at all, but there
needs to be negative repercussions for your actions, what you're saying.
Well, I'm also saying this is kind of getting into the whole internet thing where the internet pushes extremes. It feels like we don't live in a world on the internet where people can have a moderate viewpoint or have a moderate reaction. It always is the holy shit reaction every time, and it sucks.
But do you think
It's one of the worst things about the internet is how extreme the internet is.
But do you think, in my opinion, like now, I mean, people in person are a lot more vocal about it, but do you think like anonymity still plays a big role in this?
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Not even. It's only gotten worse.
Keyboard
so here's the
warriors.
thing I've noticed, and this plays into Tim's extreme viewpoints thing. Generally, the people who are moderate in the middle don't want to get caught up in the craziness, especially because
Yep.
if you go on like Facebook or Twitter, your identity's tied to it, so they kind of stay out of it. But the people who don't give a shit, who are just like very, very adamant about their viewpoints, they're the ones who don't care about not being anonymous. That's why you see that more. It kind of skews us towards that. So it may not be that everyone is more extreme, but it's those who are extreme are the only ones you're seeing and hearing.
The internet has been the worst thing in terms of people with the minority getting the loudest voice from the internet. The internet, like, it's just about how much noise you make. Like, not to make it too topical or anything, but I'm pretty sure we all know and have heard about how, like, people like Jake Paul, remember that whole filmed a dead guy in a forest?
Yeah.
And then
Dude,
just recently there was H3H3 did his video about how him and this guy
Rice
Paul or
Rice
I've never
Gum or
even heard of him.
I
but
hate him. I hate Rice Gum. He's so annoying.
They both are promoting a website where it's basically gambling.
Yeah.
And then it was actually funny. Apparently, Rice Gum did a reaction video or replied to it with a video, and then H3H3 did another video on it, and he's like, "Yo, but all these other people were talking about it before I was, so why isn't everybody yelling at them?" And it's like, that's the worst defense. But regardless, like, we live in a world where a guy went into a forest in Japan, a suicide forest, and filmed a dead body, and millions of people saw it.
And he got nothing but paid.
And he got rewarded for that practically. Like, YouTube, oh, we're not going to blah, blah, blah. It doesn't mean anything. He earns them lots of money, so nothing's going to happen to him. But, like, without the internet, that would not even be a story. That wouldn't even be a thing that people get riled up about or that people find out about or anything like that. It just doesn't have to exist. It's part of, honestly, why I'm glad... Like, I've said this before, and I know I'm still going to say it more, but it's just to reiterate the point. Nothing in life makes me happier than my firm decision to never try to make YouTube a career. I have never been more sure of myself with each passing day about a decision I've made in the past than to never, ever try. Because every day is another just today, a story came out.
YouTubers bitching about YouTube, like it doesn't sound like a positive experience.
Dude, just today, a Star Wars channel, and this got to the top of Reddit. I didn't even hear about it because of a Star Wars thing. Some Star Wars channel, like Star Wars Theory or something, made his own Darth Vader fan film, paid a composer to make original music, and it was immediately copyright claimed, and the guy probably lost all the money for the first 24 hours.
Rip.
It's just gone already.
Well, yeah.
Like, why are you trying to make a career on YouTube? This seems like the worst thing you could do.
It has to be like super original. There's a lot of red tape, especially with you're working with like a company who's, you don't know anything about internally.
But
it's a gamble.
This wasn't even a production thing. The guy paid for everything himself and put it up.
Yeah.
Just last week, I think there was another story at the top of Reddit where a musician uploaded his own song that he wrote, and a company, not his production company, just some random company, copyright claimed it immediately, and he probably lost all, because according to every YouTuber, if you're a bit, like, for me, it doesn't really qualify because the only videos of mine that get views are really old videos, so it's kind of different. Not that I get any money, really. But big YouTubers get all their money in the first, 24, 48 hours, maybe?
I think it's 48.
Apparently.
Yeah, first 2 days.
Something like that.
For the video, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a massive drop-off on videos. Well, if someone copyright claims it in the first fucking hour, and YouTube doesn't do jack fucking shit about it for 48 hours, all that money's gone.
True.
Like, I don't understand. I'm sorry we've kind of hijacked your topic, Tyler, but, like, like we're talking about censorship, but then the things that don't get censored is like equally baffling.
Well, no, because I mean it plays into it, right? Because where did it all start from? It came from, you know, the demonetizing because of like Jake Paul, right? They People were up in arms like because the culture is like, why would we show that? Like, kids watch this. Kids watch Jake Paul, right?
They
like,
do.
Yeah, no, but it's true. But it's like, that caused a huge controversy over like, well, what should be censored on YouTube, right? And then like that was just a fucking snowball effect of everything else. And now only certain amount of things on YouTube can be like, can make money, and it's unfortunate.
And this tied
None
into
of them
what
are video game related.
And this tied into what happened with Rewind, where YouTube chose what they wanted to show us.
Oh my god.
And nobody wanted to see it.
Yep, and they made it as PC as they could. They didn't really make it about the creators. Fucking Will Smith opened up the video.
Not to bring up H3 again, but he actually did a video comparing that one to the one from like 2013, which had tons of creators and everything like that.
Which was a good video.
The fucking new... I am never going to watch Rewind.
Also, Casey
Neistat
did not look like he wanted to be in that video at
all. I'm
Dude,
pretty sure...
He looks like he's not doing too hot in general.
I'm pretty sure in H3's video, he showed tweets from Casey afterward that was like super shitting on Rewind.
Yeah, he knew it was garbage.
But again, for a guy like that, like, if YouTube's going to have you be in their year-end collection, it takes a gutsy fucking person to say, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like, and it's hard to blame a guy, like, for not backing out of that.
Because next thing you know, it's like, oh, they could demonetize your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's what happens when motherfuckers are in control of the censor button. Mm-hmm. Right? It's fucked up. And it's like, it's even more fucked up, right? Because it's like, they're going about censorship in a different way. It's like, oh, we won't remove your video. We'll just remove your money.
Yeah.
Which forces creators to not have the creative freedom that they want, which we all know is garbage. Say, for example, and this is how it goes all full circle, right? EA, fucking garbage. They censor their games in the way, like, they don't want their creators to have, like, real creative freedom. They're like, okay, this is what our investors want. This is what we know can get money. This is what you're going to do, right? They're censoring them as opposed to CD Projekt Red. We're like, yo, boss, can we bring this liter of vodka instead of just this pipe? Yeah, fam, go for it. Do it.
I mean, we saw the Cyberpunk demo,
dude. It's fucking lit. Like, and that's an example of like, and I'm not saying like things shouldn't be censored. I guess there are some things that I guess should.
It's always a line.
That's the line's always moving. The line's always moving. I mean, I for one, honestly, I watch everything. I don't think anything should be censored, honestly. That's probably a wrong thing, but we've all seen stuff at a young age. We've all learned things at a young age. Everybody can't say, oh no, absolutely not. Little Jimmy is pure. Little Jimmy's 13 years old. He's never seen boobs. He's never seen, like, people being shot to death on the internet. No. Little Jimmy's seen that like 5 years ago.
It really is an insanely complex issue on so many levels, just because like so much of it ties back into like corporations and money, and then who controls the internet, and the internet kind of has everything, and you can't really censor the internet, but then
people try anyway.
But then you have like YouTube, who justifiably does control their service, so they could, but then it's up to them to find the line, and they never seem to find the line. They always seem to go way too far one way or the other. It's just such a complicated issue, because you see things that are like, yes, obviously people from like ISIS shouldn't be allowed to have a YouTube channel. Like, yeah, good on YouTube for not letting them post that shit. But like, then you get into like the whole copyright thing and demonetizing videos, or limited monetization, the yellow fucking, the sting of death, the yellow.
Yep.
And it's just so complicated, and I'm certainly not trying to justify anything like what YouTube does, but you can see how it's hard in such a big position for them to balance everything.
Right, and they can't
I certainly
get to everything either.
Yeah.
I certainly think they are doing it wrong, but I also don't think I would want to be in their position to make the decisions.
Especially with so many content creators and people that they have to appease, right? Because on one hand, like,
and all the advertisers.
Yeah, they have the advertisers. They have the the people
every
that
government
are on the board. Yeah, the government, and they have the creators.
No, not the government. I'm saying every.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Yeah, governments, government, whatever. Like they have a lot of these things that they have to appease, and it's not like Google, right, or Bing, or like a search engine or anything that just kind of shows up, right? Like YouTube's very in your face, like all the time. Like it's television. Like YouTube is television.
Pretty much.
That shows everything, right? It's not like Fox where it's like, it's like, oh well, if you're a liberal, you don't have to watch Fox. You can go watch something else. You can watch like CNN or whatever. And it's like the opposite. It's like, no, like everybody goes to YouTube, right wing, left wing, fucking, space monkey.
It's just a question of what content creator you watch.
Exactly. Yeah. But like, it's like, oh, I don't want this ad, but this ad, this offends me. Blah, blah, blah. Why am I seeing this on trending? This is ridiculous. And it's like,
I mean, trending is a whole other.
Yeah, I forgot it existed for a while until Tim reminded us that one week.
Oh yeah,
nope,
that is another thing.
Ever again.
Never use that tab ever.
Yeah, because trending that's another reason. Fucking
cesspool.
It is, but like it's all a part of it though. It's all about the corporate pig machine, whatever you call it.
When are late night shows, when are they going to turn into just trending? Like, when is the first one of those called #trending going to release? Because
it's already what it is. Basically.
I'm surprised it hasn't already.
I'm not saying that's not what it is. I am saying there's going to be one just called trending.
Mm-hmm.
Like the next new comedian who runs it and is so funny and witty behind the desk.
You mean Tosh 2.0?
Ugh.
I mean, he is kind of funny.
They're all kind of funny. That's the problem. They're all generically funny.
All right, yeah, you're right. You're right. I can't even contest that.
Yeah, fuck you. No,
whatever, man. But at the end of the day, I don't know. My whole thing, like, no, fuck everything. Like,
that's true.
Anything that kind of like restricts creative freedom. Or like, the lack of knowledge. Like, honestly, the reason why like most people got into their into their situation most of the time is because like, oh, lack of knowledge, the being ignorant of things, to being the world around you. Like the news only. Now I'm getting into some conspiracy shit, but like the news and other outlets like of anything media related, they only show one aspect of it. If you don't get the full experience, you don't know what life is. You get these sheltered people who get offended over literally everything, and our parents' generation that are like, oh, the kids are offended at everything. It's like, what about you, motherfucker? Like, you're offended because everybody else is offended. You're upset because of X, Y, and Z. They're crying just like everybody else. And it's all because people don't want to sit down and have the conversation or look at another news outlet.
Talk to an echo chamber when you could fucking like why would you have a dialogue when you can just feel like you won?
Exactly.
Man, it went way deper than I thought. I took notes about like Sony censoring boobs and Dead or Alive Extreme 3, and
we also have swerved. I mean, well, it's kind of inevitable because we started with censorship, but it just like some of the other topics we've done, it kind of blooms into this whole critique of greater society where it all kind of ties together. Like the reason Tyler originally listed this topic was because the EU was going to censor memes, and now that
and they're still going to do it.
And which is fucked up because it's like, really, you're telling a joke for real, and like that's what I'm talking about. Like that's the lack of communication, like, and all of that I feel like is just gonna like it's just bad. That's not moving forward, right? Like you're moving back. You're literally getting rid of a form of communication.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like memes are the new way of communicating. It's like no, like everybody's got their expressive things, right? It's like everybody has callbacks. It's basically saying like a super small scale of like SNL doing like a parody skit of something. Right? They take an existing thing, they make a joke out of it.
Yeah, but I think at least with the meme issue, I think it ties into a different side of censorship we're going to bring up, and this has to do with media ownership. So a lot of it has to do with it's not necessarily you can't make memes. It's you can't make memes that use material owned by someone else. The idea is like Drake owns a picture himself. You can't use the Drake meme because of that. And this is kind of everyone's being censored by the owner. Someone makes something and you say, no one else can use this.
Run?
It's mine. No, you don't say you say run. This isn't the Weeeb shit. But yeah, like stuff like that. You wouldn't be able to make anime videos with you say run over it because A, you don't own the anime, and B, you don't own you say run. But point is, it becomes that the media owners define how other people interact with their media. And that's where it becomes it ties heavily into censorship, because it's not the government saying no. It's whoever made it originally saying, no one else can communicate using this. This is mine and mine alone. And that's kind of selfish.
It's pretty selfish. But you know, like Weird Al said, how else am I gonna buy another solid gold Humvee? And diamond studded swimming pools. Those things don't grow on trees.
I actually saw an original Humvee recently. Or not Humvee, Hummer recently.
Oh yeah.
Huge.
I was like, wow. I remember when these were like the biggest thing in the fucking, like literally and figuratively in like, what was it, high school-ish or like even middle school?
That was back when the Hummer limo was still
oh,
a
God.
thing. Oh my God. That was disgusting.
Fucking hell.
I'm glad those are dead for the most part.
This one looked pretty fucking dead. If I remember, it was pretty rusted up.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, in terms of like, are there things that like you guys are okay about, not okay about, like, and I guess specifically with censoring, like.
So this is the big beef I have, is the do it for the children argument. So there's a magical thing called ratings. If a movie is rated R, you can't see it if you're 13. But companies are starting to do things like censoring R-rated content because they know kids are going to see it. Now, that means there's two issues. Either one is that your content isn't for everyone, or it's that this rating system isn't actually stopping the people that you don't want seeing it from not seeing it. If you want to actually go with the protect the children argument, go and protect the children. Don't destroy the media. If you don't want kids playing your M-rated games, like, put in extra levels of security to make sure that kids under 17 can't play M-rated games. And this is probably one of the biggest problems I have with the way censorship is trending now, is because when you say protect the kids, it sounds really noble. It's, no one's going to say, no, I want these kids watching fucking shooter games all the time. It's really easy to censor on those grounds because it's a nice moral argument. But I don't think that argument belongs here. It's indicative of other issues of media access rather than what media should be present.
The parents. What?
Yeah, there you go.
I was just gonna say, yeah, like the way you solve the issue is better parents, and
it's really
having
up to the
seen
parents
plenty
at
of
that point.
shitty parents, it's depressing how unlikely that'll ever be.
I mean, specifically, if you look at games, one of the big problems now is that digital sales are huge. And with GameStop, it's one thing to say the cashier was shitty and check their ID. But now it's another thing to say that someone put the wrong agent on Steam and now they could download whatever game they want. Like, there was a news story running for when Doki Doki Literature Club was big last year. It's rated M. It puts right at the beginning, this is a graphic game about just death and shit. And some kid played it and then he killed himself, and they're trying to blame the game for it. And the guy's like, well, you can't.
Nope.
Someone who's his age can't actually purchase it from the store. So he totally lied about his age, and all the news doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Your game's at fault. Except it totally is not their fault.
It's easy to blame the thing.
It is, and
of course it is, because what are they going to do? Blame Valve, who probably somehow gives them money? Hell no.
Yeah.
Or you blame the parents, but then everyone goes, "Oh, the parents is working so hard to raise the kid."
It's so hard to raise. You can't watch them
Or
24/7.
Tyler,
Harambe, rest in peace, Harambe. What?
Tyler, you know who you really blame, but no one would ever say it. You blame the fucking kid,
dude. Dude, that kid wants
the same way that when someone commits a crime, you blame the person who did the crime. It's the same thing. This kid did what he wasn't supposed to, and you shouldn't censor the media because these children are curious.
Yeah, and you know what though? I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, like I do get flack for this sometimes, but like as a person who works security, who has worked with kids and against kids all the time, you know what? A lot of these older, like the younger teenagers, they know exactly what they're doing. People think they're fucking kids, like, oh, they don't know any better. You're right. They don't know what they don't know any better, but they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they know enough.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
they know enough that whatever they're
morons.
doing, they probably shouldn't do it.
Especially now that kids these days have so much easy access to the internet.
You're right. Like that brings back the whole point. You know what? I'll be honest. I've been watching fucking ISIS beheading videos on the internet since I was like young. Well, then again, my dad was also a bad influence on me. He was like, "Yo, Tyler, check this out." And I'm like, "Yo, what the fuck?
What? This
is wild."
Hey, kids, want to see a dead body?
Yo, I remember. It's also fucked up. This is a canned thing my dad showed me. I think I was, oh my god, I was young. When did Saddam Hussein get hanged? It was like I don't remember. It was like early 2000s.
Too long ago to not make us feel old,
right? But
it was in 2006.
Yeah, my dad found that video on E-Bombs World.
Oh my god,
and he showed me.
Remember when E-Bombs World was the
Remember when E-Bombs... Yo, that back in
dude,
E-Bombs World and Newgrounds, the golden age of the internet.
That's what it was. It was where you as a kid got to go see the shit that other places weren't letting you because you wanted to go see it.
Yo, for real though.
Well, also nowhere else had it because, you know,
my legal
was
issues
hard.
Dude, honestly, the golden age of the internet / the wild, wild west.
I kind of want to see what E-Bombs World looks like, but I'm sure it's an absolute hive of shitty links and like
dude, it's
Bitcoin miners.
It's clickbait articles.
It's all clickbait.
It's just literally clickbait articles.
Holy shit! It's iFunny.
And Freeman just infected all of us with a virus.
Oh, are they iFunny now? Is that what it is?
No, this is.
Yeah. Last time I checked E-Bombs World, it was just clickbait articles. Yeah.
What is this? What happened to my cesspool?
Censoring, fam. Censoring.
No, advertiser friendliness happened.
Which is another word for censoring.
Remember back in the day when you could just run a website and it didn't have to do anything and didn't have to earn money? And now it's like, can't run a website without earning money and having Google AdSense fucking every 5 inches.
Web hosting is even cheaper than ever, so it makes even less sense.
Dude, you can make if you can tolerate like the .wordpress in the link, you can just have a website for fucking free.
Yeah, actually,
I had a WordPress for like 5 minutes that I made it one of my jobs years ago.
I have my Weebly. If people want to go to my Weebly, it's TYL Basin at Weebly, or was it?
Holy fuck.
Shit, wait, hold on. What is it? Now I'm forgetting what it is. Wait, hold on. Let me get my business card. It's on my business card.
Oh my goodness. All right, you know what? We might want to wind
We've
down.
Gone
We're running
far.
late.
It's crazy.
We have.
Holy crap.
We have. But no one can censor. Wait, no, I censor
Tom,
myself.
I'm about to censor you and move on to weeks here.
That's fine. No, this was a good.
Right.
See, this was a good.
This is a good discussion.
This was a great topic that meandered all over the fucking place.
Yeah, TYL Basin at .weebly.com. If you want to check out my video games, you can check them out there. So, shameless plug.
Freeman, you want to plug your My Anime list at this point?
Yeah, if anyone wants to look up user ANDRX16 on My Anime list, you can see the shame that I had just passed 200 days of anime scene.
That's a badge of honor, my friend.
Oh, I thought you were going to say on the road to Viridian City.
Well, that too, but I try to keep it topical tonight.
Good lord.
Oh my god.
Fucking losers.
Tyler, besides fucking Broly, what are you doing this week?
So you're watching Broly, some families coming over from California. Only for like,
Ooh.
I'm only gonna have dinner with them.
Wow.
Yeah, it's no big deal. I'm working. There's another important thing I am doing. Can't remember, and that's probably bad. But hey, I guess I'll find out, won't I? Counting down the days to Resident Evil. Which, by the way,
Dude,
what?
go ahead. I was just gonna say, apparently the sales like went to the top of Steam right after the demo came out.
Yeah, because the demo was fucking dope. I played it.
You know, people data so I was listening to the. I know I talked about best friends disbanding, but two of the guys from that are still doing a podcast they just restarted, and one of them is a Resident Evil fanatic, and he was talking about the demo a little bit earlier. He said apparently it's been data mined, and people found something that references a classic mode. So people are wondering if like there's a new game plus where you can do like the regular old tank and fixed camera.
That'd be kind of cool. Oh, that'd be kind of
apparently there's like a super aim assist mode in the game that you can turn on.
I did not turn that off.
Okay, turn that on.
All right, yeah, I did not turn that on. I mean, there was no aim assist.
That's fair. Tyler, this is the kind of guy who downloaded the trainer cracked version of the demo just to reset the timer and keep playing the demo over and over again.
Damn. I mean, if I had the access to that, I would do it. So number one, yeah, I think it's fucked up that number one, it's time. Number two, it keeps track of how many times you play it. Well, you can only play it once. And after that one time, you can't
why would
play
it keep track of it then?
Well, yeah, sorry. It has basically like a key where it's like you.
It's like a lockout feature.
Yeah, it's a lockout feature where you play it once and then it's done. You can't play it again.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like,
dude,
this is
great.
fucked. This is retarded. But
sounds amazing.
That's what I have a PC for, so I can do I can play it twice. But that's beside the point. My initial.
Or you could sail the seas and find the cracked PC demo.
Yeah, I could do that.
Or you could just wait for the game and enjoy the full game.
That's what I was going to say. If I wanted to get the cracked demo to just play it again, if I want to, that's fine. I wouldn't download the whole game. I pre-ordered it already.
When's it coming out?
2 weeks.
Oh, fuck yeah. Just wait for it.
Yeah, wait. Yeah, 2 weeks. I can't wait. But I wanted to note some of the cool things in this game. Like, it's just small stuff, right? And that's what like really makes me like it. Like, fucking has those real dialogue bits like in Castlevania, where like some of like it's just like goofy bits where he's just like fuck off, or Jesus fucking Christ, God. Or like the one reload animation where like so he has his flashlight out, like Leon has his flashlight out. He goes to reload, but before he does that, he has to tuck the flashlight under his neck before he can reload, and then he takes the flashlight back out. I was like, ooh.
That's some animation quality.
Ooh, I just like that. Like it's like there's no like clunky like like he's got to reload, take out the magazine with his offhand, but he's holding the flashlight still. How does he do that? Like it's just cool stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like just that just makes it like your immersion just goes way up with shit like that, and so I'm gonna be excited for it.
Coolio.
Yeah, and then I guess to stuff, and then I'm waiting for Kingdom Hearts, but I'm playing like Celeste and whatever.
That's fine. That game's not actually coming out anyway.
No, you're right. It's not. That's why I'm okay with That's why I'm glad I'm saving my money.
I mean, it's a problem, Freeman, when you had in our show notes, Freeman had under the Kingdom Hearts 3 discussion delayed to 2020, and I totally believed that was a real headline.
Well, yeah, after so long,
I was like, oh yeah, I see that happening.
You would believe it. Exactly. It's something that would happen.
I fucking did. It was
originally
like, oh really?
Originally I was gonna put it in delayed to like quarter 3 or something. Like, nah, it doesn't work with the dates here. I gotta delay it a full year so that way these notes look real.
But yeah, that's my week.
Nice. So Broly and a demo and Kingdom Hearts coming out.
Yeah. My life's
And
boring,
family.
man.
That's
I
true.
ain't got shit.
Hey, I hear that. Freeman, what you got?
So I too have family. My brother just came back from Europe, so I think he's downstairs right now. So I gotta go say hi to him after the podcast.
Nice.
But in terms of what I'm doing and playing this week, beating the last hour of 0.2 Kingdom Hearts. Gonna finally knock everything related to that series out of the way just in time for 2020. Again, anime season's happening. I'm super excited because Shield Hero gets this new episode tomorrow. I can't wait for that episode too.
Shit.
But I'm trying to put together a queue of which games I'm going to play, because right now, after Kingdom Hearts 3 and Life is Strange 2, I'm thinking I'm going to do Nier Automata next, because I totally want to give that back to Tyler because I feel guilty about it. And then after that, I need to really figure out what I want to do, because I have what was that Switch game you gave me for Christmas?
Me? Darkest Dungeon.
Yes, Darkest Dungeon is up there, but I also want to start Witcher, but I know Witcher is going to be a huge time investment, so I'm kind of
Freeman, you're talking about Kingdom Hearts and fucking Nier and Witcher. You're gonna be playing those until fucking until Cyberpunk comes out.
Like I said, when we do our 2019 year in review, I'm gonna see how many of these games I've beaten and shame myself for not having beaten any of them.
I know I'm derailing the end of the podcast, but Freeman, Are you also interested in playing Cyberpunk? Because only
I am.
You guys are
way more into it than I am, but I want to play this game when it comes out. I'm just there are some games.
I also think you'll be up there once you play Witcher.
Yeah, that's part of it too. But there are some games where when I watched of the 2 hours of footage, I watched maybe 45, 50 minutes of it, and it looks interesting. But at the same time, it's kind of I like this. I know I'm going to get it at launch, but I don't need to see. There are some games where I want to eat up all the promotion material. This is I don't need to see more. I'm gonna like this when it comes out. I kind of just want to go in surprised when I see it. So I'm content with what I know now. I just want to see it come out because I'm gonna play it. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, I just realized that over the times we've discussed it, me and Tyler were both fuck yeah, dude.
I think the last 2 times we discussed it, you guys had just watched gameplay footage and I hadn't seen it yet, so I didn't contribute to those conversations.
That's right.
Yeah.
We watched that. It was a few months ago in that big Gamescom trailer or whatever it was. Okay.
But that's I think that's it for
this
me.
week. Okay. Well, I'm still chugging along. I've been replaying Doom still. I was telling these guys I'm gonna actually, once we get off the podcast, I'm probably just gonna beat the last level again. Honestly, I don't have a ton. I don't know. Now that we said that Warframe thing, I'm kind of
oh Jesus, oh no.
But the stuff I've been playing, like I said, I just started the Battlefront 2 Let's Play, and I'm gonna do the Republic Commando Season 2 Let's Play in the near future. Yakuza 0 finally ended on Saturday, the last 5 episodes, the extra long session. Fucking God, that game was so fucking good.
That last mission, though. Get hype.
Did you watch it?
What? No.
Oh.
Wait, of course not.
It was get hype, but I thought...
No, I'm just unnecessarily hyping shit up.
I mean, it was hype, but damn it. Okay. And then I did my birthday videos. My birthday was on Sunday. I did my television series videos as my topic for this year. That was a lot of fun to record and edit frantically before I went away for a anime convention this weekend that I had to drive back in one of the worst snowstorms I've ever driven through. So that was a fun way to lead into my birthday.
Adventure.
So if you mean adventure, at one point the car skidded so much that we were pointed at the ditch.
Adventure.
It was just a giant Initial D reference. Don't worry, we're still on.
Yeah.
Still on
Did you not hear the Euro beat in the background?
Other than that, I don't know. I kind of want to find something to play on my own. Val's been sick. She was asleep most of tonight and is probably hopefully I should say already back in bed. So I'm just gonna finish Doom and then maybe try to find something to finally start playing, something new. Maybe I'll finally crack Darkest Dungeon because I've been meaning to let's play that, but I don't know. I kind of want a game I can play for fun on the side.
The fucking narrator is the best.
But then again, I am about to finish. I'm sure Battlefront 2's Let's Play isn't very fucking long. I feel like the big twist in the story already happened by the end of Mission 4, and I did 5 full missions in the hour and a half I played. So I honestly figure I'm probably not more than 1 or 2 sessions from just done with the new Battlefront. So maybe I'll finally start like Darkest Dungeon or something like that, something I can grind off camera that's not Yakuza. I don't think I'm going to start much else. My girlfriend and I have just been watching Hell's Kitchen. Brooklyn Nine-Nine came back, so we're going to keep our Hulu subscription to keep watching Brooklyn, because Brooklyn's super funny. And Slime is really good, too. Maybe we'll start one of these other shows that's new. That was on Mother's Basement's new video today, because some of them look neat.
Oh, man, Jeff's opinions matter, but when Friedman comes in, it's just like,
no. Freeman, I absolutely trust your opinions more, but he has literal footage of the show that I can see what it looks like.
Yeah, I'll say I endorse all of Jeff's picks for the season.
Oh, I know Val would be interested in watching an anime about a guy and his cat, so
it's probably gonna be just wholesome fun. Probably not gonna cause any tears. Hopefully not.
Oh god. But yeah, not much else going on. I'm trying to think. Hoping to finally play Magic again this weekend, since I didn't get to at the anime convention. We went to I don't know if anyone is, I forget if anyone's in the, I doubt any of the viewers are like in the Ohio area, but we went to Columbus for Ohio Con.
Ohio.
Yeah, Colossal Con's the one that if anyone's in Ohio in June or July, me, Friedman, Luigi, and Val are all going to be at Colossal Con in June.
If we get enough interest, we'll do a panel about the TNT podcast.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
That'll get Tyler to come. That's how we'll do it. We'll get Tyler to come do a live TNT podcast at the convention. And we'll just do a Weeeb shit episode so that we can get away with it.
Just talking about the best news of last year.
But it was a decently fun con. Bought a few things. We showed these guys. Me and Val both bought a dice tray and a very fancy set of dice each. My dice set was my birthday present from Val and my friend Jess. Yeah, mostly just people watched and stuff. Unfortunately, we had to leave early because of snow, but yeah, it was a fun time. Might go again next year, I don't know. But anyway, that is it for the TNT podcast. Thank you all so much for listening. We've been on a roll in 2019, so maybe we'll try to clear out January with an episode every week.
That's it. Podcast canceled. I can't allow this to happen.
I know. We did cancel the podcast twice today before we started, so
throwing around too much weeb shit in the group chat.
Yeah. But until next time, my name's Timpedia.
I'm Friedman.
Just Tyler.
And we will catch you guys next week.